Welcome to Soccer We Like It, the Man United right on the channel for United and global football fans, the biggest and best fan channel in the United States. We are here today, Sunday, to talk about football and Manchester United. Joining us in United States, Houston Red Army, the one and only, the controversial one, Mr. Bemsy. Bemsy, welcome.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Good, good. And our ambassador, our global ambassador from Tampa, Devin, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good, good. Right. Well. There's a surprise, surprise. Just when you think you figured it all out in the Premier League, then the Premier League does another shift right in front of you. But this is football. Bournemouth 2, Manchester United 2. This was a game people thought would be Ten Hag's last game. Is it? Is it not his last game? We will dive right into it. We also that game, Bournemouth, first half, all over United. United were literally they just were not, the first 20 minutes were out of. Devin, when you saw the way, I mean, remember, Bournemouth had already beaten United this season at Old Trafford. I think 3-0, 3-1, I can't remember now. Because those games, I put them on my mind. Going into this game, considering United's last previous game, what were you thinking we could get out of Bournemouth, or what were you expecting from the Bournemouth result on Saturday?
Well, I don't know, like in our group chat that you put up a post about our remaining matches left.
Yes.
And you said how many points could we get?
Yes, out of 6. That was a valuable 18.
I said maybe 10. And if you remember, I said there were 2 matches that I thought that we would win, one that we would lose, and there were 2 matches that I was unsure about.
Right.
And this was one of those matches.
Right.
Because my fear with this squad, and I try to be as optimistic as possible. But to me, it's the only thing that I am optimistic about with this side is that they are consistently inconsistent.
Right.
It was okay. I saw what happened against Liverpool and they were going out. And I was like, well, let's see right now, because I had a feeling that they would drop off for this next match, because that's something that they've had a pattern of doing. And I'm like, all right, let's see if Ten Hag can motivate them, because it's easy to get motivated for the Liverpools and the Man Cities.
Yes.
And so it's like, okay, fine, you see what they do there. But now we need to see them perform again, because we saw the same thing happen in the FA Cup. In the FA Cup against Liverpool, they came out there, played the match. Their live next match, we're thinking, all right, they could kick on from here, and lo and behold, yeah.
Brentford. Oh.
So I was worried about that, and then I saw how they were playing. They were coming out very sloppy. Our midfield was getting carved apart, and I'm thinking, oh God, here we go again. I saw this match going, and I was like, if we even get a point out of this, we'll be lucky.
Wow.
And that is exactly what happened.
Bemsy. I know Bemsy's already had his agenda written out, like, you know what? I told you guys what is going on, and you guys still don't believe me.
Oh man. I mean, it's happened for it's happened season after season, man.
Right.
I remember when we would win a big game. I think it was when was it under Mourinho or
right.
I mean, almost pretty much every manager before Ten Hag, you win a big game and then you play a game against West Brom and then we lose 1-0.
Oh yeah,
right?
This is typical.
It's typical. So it's been going on for years, man. Nothing new here, man. I was disappointed yesterday, man. Not in like I said, in a way, almost not surprised. And just like what Devin said, been consistently inconsistent. Um, I don't know how this set of players can be up for a Liverpool game, but then when it comes to Bournemouth, you're not up for it. You could tell yesterday, man. They played through us, man. They were more physical than us.
Exactly. This is newly promoted, you know. Newly promoted is what I don't get.
I really don't understand, man. I really don't understand. This same thing has happened year after year. This is nothing new. So I don't know what to say. I mean, it's been going on for years, man. It's a common theme, and it will keep going on. I don't see this changing. It will keep going on.
Right. Okay. Let me welcome Houston Red Army, Chris. Chris, welcome to the show, brother. Haven't seen you in a long time. Welcome. You're mute.
You got to unmute.
Okay.
I think he's trying to fix something. So
All right. Right. So, Chris, can you hear us? You can hear us. We
Oh,
can't hear you. All right. Okay. All right. So when he's when he's ready, he'll join in. So when I saw that first goal, it was just a catalogue of errors, and you just ask yourself, okay, Garnacho loses the ball, then Kamala makes a wrong twist and turn, and Dominic, he's in there. He's literally on his own. But you ask yourself, why are we so far apart? It's like I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, see what I mean? It was just like you left the teenagers all by themselves, one on one. Like, okay, could Onana have done better? I don't even know
no,
anymore.
no, he couldn't have.
He could have too close. The shot
No,
was too
because I
close.
mean, and this is one of those times where it's like, I feel like his height let him down on that one because you could see he was full stretch and he still was not getting to that ball.
Right.
And from that situation, from that position, it's a very difficult one for a keeper to read.
Right.
And I will chalk that down just being a well-placed, low-driven shot.
Okay.
So, but I mean, it's you look at again. I mean, Garnacho has a heavy foot. They retrieve the ball,
Mm.
and Kamala is just left one-on-one, and
Mm.
he gets absolutely dropped. Like I'm surprised that the memes haven't started with that one yet.
Right.
And yeah, so you see him get dropped, and then it turns into just him with him against Onana, and he struck it like a striker should. So I chalk that to a well-placed finish, unfortunately.
Right. Chris, can you hear us?
Yes.
Hey, Chris, welcome to the show. A long time no see. Chris representing Houston Red Army. Long time. Where have you been hiding? But good to
Man,
see you.
good to see you too, Tim. I've been around, just busy.
Right. You all know Chris from Houston Red Army. He's so Chris, you saw the game yesterday. Where did you stand on this? Were you expecting to be United to beat Bournemouth, or did you
No,
expect to get that 1 point?
man, I expected them to win about at least 3-0, not even get concede.
Oh wow.
I expected like maybe concede one because you always make an error after scoring a goal. So I expect like at least win, but not go for draw because it wasn't for Bruno, man, we could have lost that game easy.
Easily. Oh yeah.
Easily. I
So
mean, go ahead.
no, so when you saw the way the first goal went in, that guy, the defense just all over the place. Did you know?
Man,
Did you think, oh, United went for a long day?
that's been United all season, man. Like, it's like those guys don't communicate. That's been all season. You know what I mean? Like that was Garnacho. I'm not gonna blame Garnacho. I'm not gonna blame Garnacho, but even though Garnacho missed to mark his man, Kwambala or the other guy was in Maguire. They should have at least covered him.
Yeah.
They at least should have covered him. That guy he was about 25, like almost halfway, but he went still with the ball and he went and get scored. So I think those guys they don't do a good job of communicating. All the goals we've been conceding, it's all about defenders, all the players communicating. Like, and then again, our wingers don't track back the ball back. And apart from Anthony, I think Anthony is the only guy I see him tracking the ball backward for the defender. The other guys they lose the ball and they stand. They don't track the ball backward. So the first goal, that want to blame on communication between the players like Dalot, Garnacho, and the center back.
Right. So Ben, you see, because with the 6 remaining games, okay, it's now remaining 5. So after 6, we had 6. We said out of 18 points, how many can United get from this point? We have Bournemouth. We offer okay 3 points. We got 1. So it's like we don't have the biggest fixture we have is Arsenal game 2, second to last game of the season. But every other game, I can't even say 3 points. I just can't. I really cannot.
Let me see if I could find what I said about that.
Yeah, it's so sad that this team is literally on a downward spiral, and it seems the FA Cup semi-final game against Coventry next week, I don't even know what to expect because Coventry are a division behind us. That still doesn't mean anything. It's 1 game. This team will turn up and embarrass everybody. I'm telling you, I have no confidence that this team can deliver next Sunday. They're just that inconsistent. I mean, it's like, whoa. You know, the lineup chop change, okay, 62 injuries up to date. Yeah. But even the team he puts on, they too sometimes don't deliver. The bench, you know, 50-50. I think the players seem to have just down tools. I think they've just all checked out from now. As of yesterday, I just think the team is, it looks like the team is completely done for the season. I think they're at the point where they don't give a damn with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have given up this. They have given up the season. Like
Yeah,
I mean,
think
they,
so.
they know they're not gonna finish top 5, so they okay with finish either 6 or 7.
So that's
I don't-
European Conference.
I think the only
I
thing
don't.
that they care about is the FA Cup.
Yeah, that's what I think. So I think that's the only thing they care about. I don't even think they care about finishing. I don't even think that we will finish 6th.
Okay,
It's-
say we
yeah,
beat Coventry. Say we beat Coventry.
Yeah.
Do they have the mental aptitude to beat either City or Chelsea in the final? We got to look at that as well.
Yeah, I mean that I'll put it this way, right? I think these players they'll be up for that FA Cup.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I think too.
I think they'll be up for it if they could be up for against Liverpool the way they did. I mean, I think they'll be up for it against whoever
Coventry.
we play well if we pass Coventry. But then I'm just looking at the remaining fixtures, man. I mean we play Sheffield United. I think they're in a
That's
relegation battle,
a
right?
team fighting relegation.
Burnley too as well, right?
Fighting relegation.
Yeah, fighting relegation. Crystal Palace just beat Liverpool, so
Yeah.
you can't underestimate them. And then Arsenal, they're gonna beat us. And then Newcastle, you see what Newcastle did to Spurs
yesterday.
Yeah.
yesterday.
Ouch.
I mean,
Ouch.
I mean to be honest with you, right? We could easily finish the lowest ever league points in our what was it? Points
Under
total
Rangnick, it was
in Premier League
61.
history for United.
Where did we finish with Moyes? Because we finished 7th that season, right?
Right.
Yeah, we won. It was 7, but what's the number of points? I think it was 60. I think anything below 63 points total is because I think our lowest is it 63
Was
Or
it
is
not under Rangnick?
or is it 59?
No,
Guys,
Was it
check.
60?
we finished with 50 something not too long ago. I think the other time we
Probably
finished
Rangnick.
50 something points. Yeah. I can't remember who was it, but not too long ago we finished that 50.
It's almost like we all don't have
50s?
smartphones. We can look it up.
Okay, then it's probably
58,
59 then.
One at a time.
Yeah.
Go on,
Okay.
Chris. What we finished, Chris? What we saying?
Yeah.
I think we finished at 58 points the season all left. We finished with
Okay.
58,
Okay, that's
59, yeah.
Rangnick's finishing that season off.
Then
from,
that's probably the lowest.
the
our
lowest.
right? Yeah, but
And we finished 7th.
All right,
that
I
season.
got the stats. I got the stats right now.
Okay,
Just
go
look.
on.
All right, so our worst finish was 7th in 2013, 2014. Our fewest
That was
points was
Moyes.
58 in 21, 22.
58 to 21, 22, right?
That's under
Okay.
Rangnick.
We need basically what 158 points. We need 2 wins. Well, basically 3 wins. 3 wins to beat that.
This is embarrassing. This is actually embarrassing, bro. This is
I'm-
really
I'm-
bad.
I'm gonna say this, right? Newcastle, that's gonna be a loss. Arsenal, that's gonna be a loss. Crystal Palace, 50-50. I think Crystal Palace could possibly beat us. And then you fight into relegation.
So
I don't know.
Out of
I'm gonna
15
stick by
points,
what I said.
you see 5 of those points. Out 15, you see 5. I see 5 there. 1 win and 2 draws. That's what
I see 7. I see 7 points out of our remaining fixtures.
7
From
out of
who?
15.
From who, Devin? Who do you think will?
So
Will be-
basically it's gonna come off as Sheffield United and Burnley. I see us winning those outright.
That's 6 points.
Yeah. So then you have the next game between Crystal Palace, Arsenal, Brighton, and Newcastle.
Ooh, Brighton up.
So out of all of those matches left, I
And
see
you
us
have Brighton though. Don't forget Brighton. Brighton's-
realistically, out of those remaining fixtures, I see us getting a point.
Wow.
including Brighton too, right? Because
So
Brighton's the
that's what I
last
said.
of the
The
season.
Brighton are
only
struggling at the
matches-
moment.
The only matches that I'm confident in this squad can get 3 points are Sheffield United and Burnley. So now, like I said, you go back to Crystal Palace. Arsenal, I already chalked off to a loss. So then you have Brighton and Newcastle. Newcastle right now, I don't know because they're very Jekyll and Hyde as well with how they perform. But between those three teams, I see us getting 1 point.
Wow.
So realistically, I see us getting 9, maybe sorry, I said, yeah, 7 points out of
seven out of 15.
which would leave us at our lowest ever.
No,
points
that
total.
would give us what we currently. How many points
57.
we currently have now?
That'll give us
we have
57.
50. We have 50 right now.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 150.
Yeah.
Damn! All this time?
Yeah.
This is 150.
Damn.
So
150.
I see us getting Burnley. I see 3 points. I see Sheffield 3 points, and I
That's
see Brighton
6.
3. And I see Brighton 3 points. So
Really?
That's
Arsenal,
9.
Really?
yeah, nine. Yeah, that's what I see. And then between Arsenal, getting points over there. Newcastle, I see a draw, and Crystal Palace, I see a draw. I see realistically we're getting 11.
11 points.
Yeah,
That's very optimistic.
Look at what Palace just did to Liverpool as well.
I
And
did
they
not see that
and they
coming.
just got Olise back.
But you can see sometimes that way because we beat Aston Villa home and away, and they beat Arsenal home and away. Sometimes things even are different ways. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But-
Sometimes things, yeah, you know what I mean. So,
But what I'm worried about is that it is Palace away,
Yeah.
and Palace is still fighting. Well, actually, all right, I'll rephrase that right now, because I think Palace may have secured Premier League survival with their victory today.
Mm.
However, the talk right now is that we're still looking at Olise, and Olise is coming back now, so that may be his audition for when he comes up against us.
Oh.
If they get locked into a battle as well, and they're fighting for survival, they're gonna give their all, and our squad just won't care. They'll care more about their next Instagram post or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic.
Wow.
And then,
I don't see
with the exception of some of the youth, they'll care more about their Instagram and whatever else. I'll put that out.
Wow. Bems, you were gonna say something. Go on, Bems.
Yeah. I mean, I think. Ben, I just lost my train of thought. I was about to say something. I mean, it's you just can never say with this team.
No, you can't. No, you
just
cannot.
can never say with this team. You can't. I mean, the moment you would think they're gonna do something, but then they prove you wrong. I mean, it's always standard procedure, man. It's always standard procedure. I will just looking at our form, looking the way we played lately. I'll be. I mean, I just don't know where the win is coming from, man. That's just looking at the way we played against these others, against Bournemouth, man. I mean, yeah, Crystal Palace is going to be a tough game.
It is.
Crystal Palace game is going to be tough.
I had to look at okay, Bournemouth is newly promoted. They are happy to just stay in the Premier League. They came to Old Trafford and taught us a football lesson. Where is the okay, we're not going to let these guys humiliate us again. You go there and concede in 16 minutes. You're like, what is wrong with this? So I think it got to a point, mentally, these guys are not, it's like, I'm not trying to say they don't care, but I think they sometimes act like they don't care. Just they play like a team of individuals. They don't seem cohesive.
How many times have we said this, though, Tim?
Yeah, it is. We're right.
We've said this season after season with different managers. We've said the same thing with different managers. Like you said, like bunch of individuals. We said this when it was under Ragnick, right?
Yeah.
Under Ole, the same thing.
But here's the biggest problem of all. Where is the leadership on the pitch? Yes, they could all have their moments. Yes, they're all capable of that. But where is that leadership that can motivate the squad? Maybe somebody's not doing well. Maybe just try to rally them to go around. There's nobody picking anybody up saying, come on, track there, go here, do this. All you hear is arguing amongst the players or whatever else. They're sitting there throwing their hands up, looking at the ref and stuff like that. Instead of saying, hey, come on, let's go. We're playing for the badge right here. Come on, let's do this right now. We got to step up. You're having a bad game. Just focus on the basics right now. Just make sure your passes are right. Just motivate. If you're having a bad game, maybe your passes are off. You better make sure you're tracking back better than anybody else. Just a little things like that. That's all that we're asking for.
That's simple.
And at least as a start. Now, if we're going to talk about the system, I still have no idea what system we're trying to implement.
Ben's has been saying this for months.
No, I'll say this, right? I'll say this. I don't think you will see. You won't, because we complained about the system thing on the Ole. There was complaint about we don't have a style of play on the Ole. We complain about the same thing under Mourinho. Now we're complaining about the same thing under Eric Ten Hag. I'm telling you, Tim, maybe you might want to do a little homework and just go dig back those videos from a couple years ago. I guarantee you'll see it. It's nothing new. We've said the same thing. It's
Right.
you
Yeah,
on
nothing's
on
changed. Nothing
on,
has
on
changed.
until there's a complete
Clear out.
clear out, complete restructural change in this football club as to the way it's run, the medical department, the recruitment. I mean, all the
62
people
injuries,
in the
but
right
this
positions. It's
has
not
been the
going to
highest number
change.
of injuries though. This 62 injuries, this is 62
Yeah,
is a lot.
that's
So you
that's a
got to
lot of.
question, is it the overtraining or is it the medical team are just not good enough?
No, Tim,
I think,
Tim,
I
Tim.
think
There's
it's
there's
both.
nothing like
I think
overtraining.
it's
There's
both.
nothing like
No,
overtraining, man.
I
That's
think
an
I think it's
excuse.
I think it's the medical. I think the medical. I think it's the medical. We cannot have so many players like that. I
The
mean,
medical team is not doing a good
yeah,
job for sure.
the medical team is not doing a good job. If a player says he's injured, and the medical team clear them out. Like I had the other day, I saw Casemiro go to Spain to see his own
Specialist.
doctor. What does that tell you? Like, don't trust the team doctor. You have to go to see your own doctor in Spain.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean,
Yeah.
Pogba was the same way. Pogba will go and get a treatment outside the club. There were times when he was injured, and the club will say, "Okay, do this," but he would say he left. I don't know if you guys remember. Remember, he always got treatment outside.
Right.
It's
Right.
nothing new.
Let me welcome Houston Red Army, the Soma, Mr. Positive. Welcome to the show. Sunday Therapy. How are we?
What's going on, fellas?
How are you? How did you think of the game yesterday? What was your summary quickly of a game we kind of thought we could get 3 points? We kind of thought, but these guys never disappoint.
Yeah, they never disappointing, you know. So it's always whenever there's just a little bit of pressure to just be a little bit better, to just kick on, and they're just not having it, man. Whenever we get an opportunity to just advance ourselves, to progress, they are just completely and utterly allergic to progress. All right, to progression, right? Every time, listen, it's always whenever we have a bike on the wall that we'll get some kind of performance. Whenever it's about taking a step forward, they just cannot have any of it, and they're always up for going just a little backwards, you know. So same old, same old. Here we are again, another podcast, another Sunday Therapy. Like and subscribe. There we go. Just trying to just comprehend this team and this squad. So obviously we know what has worked and what has not worked.
Right.
And what has not worked is a lot of damage has been done with multi-layered departments at this club, from the medical staff to recruiting to some managerial issues, right? But I'm here for this guy and this guy only. I get it, but I understand the team. I understand that there's nuances, right? For everybody else that's just talking about, hey, he needs to be sacked or whatever. You have to look at the full picture, man. If you're not looking at the full picture, what are we doing here? We're just knee-jerked fans that just want instant gratification. You have to understand processes. Rome was not built in a day, nor was it destroyed in a day. So, we've been this team has been systematically destroyed. It's been a multi-year, multi-level denigration of this team. And it's going to take a couple more years for us. It's sad for us to say it. We just have to say it.
I agree.
We all
agree,
want the Disney story. We all want that one manager to come in and make the difference. We all want that one midfielder, that one striker to come in and make the difference. But this is football. This is big boy. This is not Disney. This is the Premier League. It takes more than just feels to be successful at this club. And we can see the teams that are successful are the ones that have made the movement that we need to make as well. So that's where I am with this game. It is what it is. I thought maybe this, and of course with the individualism in this club, yes, it always seems like sometimes these players are auditioning for the next guy because they're not listening to whoever's currently in charge.
Obviously,
It's
yeah, we
clear
could
they're
see
not
yesterday.
implementing. It's clear they're not implementing what this do, or they're incapable of. But then there's certain players that want to. If this team decides to move on with a Ten Hag style of football, regardless of whether it's Ten Hag or somebody else, there is a good chunk of our starting lineup that will not work in that system.
I thought
And
you were going to
those
say needs
guys
to leave.
say what?
I thought you were going to say needs to leave.
Well, it won't work in our system, so yes, they need to leave. You know?
Hey Joe. Hey Joe.
Go ahead, Chris.
I don't think. I mean, like you missed a point you said earlier on. I don't know about the system. Everybody be talking about system. Since Ferguson left, we be talking about system. When is this system gonna work? What the guy Moyes came in, we said about these guys cannot work with Moyes' system. They had to change the coach. Another coach came in system. Another coach came in system. Another coach came in system. Come on, man. It gotta be more than a system. So don't say about that most of these players not gonna work like they auditioning for the next coach. Nah, I don't think so. And don't talk about the system. Nah. If you're talking about that, we're gonna have to say the whole club and start a whole new club then. From top to the bottom.
Right.
Yes. Yes, from top to bottom,
Yes.
we've been shambles. We've been shambolic. Let's go to top. Investment, types of investment, right? Shambolic. Middle, right? As far as recruiting, contracts, re-ups. We're giving people contracts. They got no fucking business getting multi-year, like 100,000 a week.
Yeah.
No fucking way, right? That's just before we even get on the pitch. That's before we are even talking about the pitch. Let's go to coaching, right? And let's yes, we have given our our coaches mixed signals, right? For we moved over to a counter-attacking team, right? When you hire a Ten Hag and you keep a counter-attacking team, you're selling that guy short. Why would you hire Ten Hag and keep a counter-attacking team? Why are you doing that? You're setting them up for failure. Because for you as a manager, for middle management to upper management, it doesn't matter to them. It's about, let's just give these fans just a little bit of what they want. They'll keep spending. We'll get our dividends. And next year, we'll do the same thing again. We'll bring in another manager. It'll keep everybody quiet. And then we'll do the same thing again. It's basically bringing a manager to keep the fan base quiet.
No, it's
Don't back that manager.
It's not.
Manager fails.
Let me welcome Ken.
That's not right.
Ken is representing the UK crew. Mr. Fortress, welcome to the show, Sunday Therapy Podcast. How are you today, man?
Yeah, I feel like I just need to charter a flight to get you guys out of the US and come to the UK and just see things from, like, you guys are looking at it from a billion mile point of view.
Okay, give me your
everyone in the UK is Ten Hag out now. Apart from you, I don't understand why you guys are still in. I don't know. That's why I feel like, what's that new Nigerian airline, Air Peace? Get an Air Peace flight to come and get you guys over to the UK, man.
Ken, hold on. We never went around the panel here.
My goodness,
and asked for the stance, because you already know what my stance is on this.
Yeah, I know. Apart from you.
But we have not gone around this table and said it.
I would be Ten Hag in. I would say give him time. If we had the same owners, the same management team, your what's it called? The two guys that have been sacked. Those guys, the CEO and the director of even Fletcher, yeah. Murto and those clowns, I would say keep Ten Hag because Richard Arnold, because they won't know what to do. They're like rabbits caught in a headlight. But now you've got someone that's invested 1.2 billion. You still want him. He's changed the team. Like, let's look at the big picture. He's changed the captain. He's changed the subs. He changed the guys that run football at the club. But yeah, we still want to keep the one guy that is causing most of the problems. I'm not saying it's down to him, but
I
as
have
an
a quick question
investor,
for Ken.
if you bought Manchester United, Joe, if you bought Manchester United and you brought in a new CEO, you brought in a technical director of football and a director of football, would you not change the manager? It makes sense. This is what I'm saying.
No,
There's a new ideology, there's a new philosophy. So these guys will be these guys will be responsible for buying players to fit Manchester United style of play, not the other way around. And the other way around, we've always had managers that want, okay, I want this player. That's not happening anymore. So the technical directors will bring in players to suit a style of play. So they then get a manager that will suit that style of play. So if we sack a manager,
what style of play is that?
We don't know yet. It will be. That's what the conversation is still going on about in the background. So that means that when we bring in a manager, that manager has to suit that style of play, and that means that if we sack a manager again, let's just say we bring in the guy from Tuchel from Bayern Munich, and it doesn't perform. Yeah, if we sack someone else, you won't see any changes. You won't notice that much of a change in terms of players. It will be the same. You have that continuity.
Okay, I see what. So you want a system will already be in place whereby each manager has to divide to that system instead of bringing their own system.
That's what
Ineos is trying to do.
Okay, so Ken, just a couple of questions. Ken, does this team currently have the players that you feel Ineos wants?
They don't. But this manager isn't the right manager to bring. Even if we, like I said, Joe, would you trust Ten Hag with 400 billion? Oh, he's just hello.
Big man.
Ten Hag, let's just say Ineos have 300 billion pounds to spend, and he can get rid of all the players and bring in his own players. Would you trust Ten Hag to do that?
No. What I would do is because so before you would have to give that money to Ten Hag because
now they won't.
Has been ridiculous, right? But what I would do is, right, with that money, I would ask Ten Hag what he wants, what he needs, right? And if I am now the new kind of management, right, who are footballing people, I will go and seek out those players. If those players, right, that Ten Hag is asking for aligns with the vision that Ineos, the vision of style and the style of play that Ineos wants United to go towards, then yes, I would bring those players in. If Ten Hag is asking for players that is not
suited into the system,
the vision, right? Then we have to reconsider Ten Hag. But as long as Ten Hag continues and wants to bring in the kind of players that we want and play the type of football that we want, I have to keep Ten Hag.
So I want to jump in on this.
Let me be Devin.
So one thing that, because for a while, it was probably after Chelsea defeat when I started changing my stance on Ten Hag, and I started saying I still cannot figure out what style of play Ten Hag wants to play. The only thing I'm seeing is a lot of inconsistency, and our midfield is vacant. That's what I started to see. Now, the next thing, I also am 100% in the belief that he will ask for this player, and our ownership will go out and get probably somebody who's a bargain of that, who's not the player that they wanted, and it's probably more so about because it's for marketing purposes. The next thing is that I think Ten Hag is out of contract at the end of next season, I think is what it is. And so I think that they'll start looking into the option of, or keep him for one more year and see, and we'll implement the system. We need to see if it's showing improvement or not. With that being said, players have to go. But now I also see the other argument as, all right, we've seen right now he does not have a system and the players are starting to down tools. I also believe that there's a lot of players that need to go, that are being protected, that need to leave.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right, so it's up until I saw his contract being out, I was Ten Hag out at this point. But the other part of me is how much now would it cost to pay him out just to sack him a year early?
Right. Okay. Look, so let me jump in quickly. So after yesterday, after everything that happened yesterday, we saw what they said. They said Anthony was not injured or whatever. He was arguing why should he be dropped for Rashford, who is the more inconsistent one.
Good question.
Then you had Garnacho liking people criticizing Ten Hag. Well, I don't know where to go with that one. Then you have Dalot coming out to say, listen, the number of shots faced is unacceptable, even though not all of them were on target. To be a team that's not in relegation, to concede 565 shots is unacceptable. But Ten Hag said it's okay, but the shots are not coming towards us. It does not matter. I don't see anyone in the top 6 or top 8
Ridiculous, man.
conceding that many shots. We are not, if like I said, the only the 3 of them is Sheffield United, Man United, and Luton who conceded that
Hey,
many
Tim,
shots.
where's your countdown, by the way? Let's not countdowns. Where's yours?
Can I ask one quick question about? Can I ask one quick question about those shots? Go on, our comparison. Just one quick question about the shots, and I'll somebody. One quick question: why are we comparing the amount of shots that we're taking to other teams that have not had the same level of injuries they have had in the back?
Oh, Joe.
Wait a minute,
Joe,
listen.
No,
listen, man.
Okay, go on.
It's
No, let Joe make your
nuance.
case. Go make
It's
your case.
nuance.
Right.
It's nuance, right?
Right.
No other team has had to gone through the amount of changes that we have had in this back, right? That said, no other team has had to go through the amount of changes that we've had in our midfield. We have had.
Why is he making the wrong decisions with the players we do have? Why is Mason Mount not starting yesterday? Explain that. Why is Anthony being turfed up?
For you to play Mason Mount yesterday, you should have. I mean, you're not gonna drop Menu. You're not gonna play Menu as a 6. I don't think Menu is a 6 yet. So I was trying to see where Mount can play. And for you to play Mount, you're gonna have to play him as a winger. And you're either gonna have to drop Rashford or Garnacho.
Yes, exactly. You just hit the nail. He can play in that Rashford position, and he's done it so many times for
whose
Chelsea.
Whose position does Mason Mount replace? Ken, whose position does to start him tomorrow to force him into the team?
And I'll ask you the question: where did Ten Hag buy him to play?
Where does he play?
Your manager.
But weren't you and the other? Weren't you with a bunch of other fans saying, why did we buy Mason Mount? Now you're saying, why isn't he playing?
Okay, let me answer that. The reason I'm saying that is because Ben said, Joe said that there's injuries, right? If there's injuries, how can you leave a £60 million player on the bench if you have injuries? That tells me you don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing.
Let me
pay £60 million to someone.
Let me finish this point. Go on, Ken.
Yeah, you paid £60 million for this guy. Why did you pay the £60 million? Everyone's injured and he still can't play. He still can't play.
So Ken, right? Ken. This is the same running theme. It's the same running theme. You're saying all this now. I can guarantee you said the same thing with the last manager. The same exact thing. Like if you guys just take a moment and just open your mind up.
We're not conceding this many shots against.
No. But Tim, forget too many shots, right? See, fans, right? We get drawn in, right?
Yeah.
Every time.
Because the statistics are so available.
I know. The media are doing it well to you, and you're eating it up, man. You're eating it up. Like, see,
Mason Mount is the new Danny
see, you guys are eating it up. Okay. I do agree. The style of play has been pretty bad, right? I'm not saying that I like the style of play. I do not accept it. It is terrible. Right. But I do not think that you will see a style of play with this United squad ever until we have an overhaul. And I'm going to tell you this right now. Mark my words. You can clip this. If you sack Ten Hag and get the next manager, you will not see a good style of play on the next manager. I guarantee you.
You will.
Ken, you want to bet?
Listen.
You will.
Okay, all right. Ken,
I don't
Ken,
ETH had a style of play. ETH had a style of play last season.
Hold on.
Let's do this.
Ken, let's do this. No. Ken,
hold on.
Ken, let's do this.
Let me go to Devin.
Let's put like a 20 on it. Let's put a 20 on it.
We'll
put it somewhere.
We will come to the bets.
You will not see a style of play under the next manager. I guarantee you. You won't see it.
Bems, you and Ken, we will sort that bet out later on. Let me get to Devin.
I would love to make that bet.
No, I just wanted to add on a point to Bems. I would agree if the manager is not back properly, and does not allow certain players to leave, I would agree with Bem's statement. So it all comes down to, okay, if he's allowed to bring in players who fit his style, and he explains it right away and explains why current players in the squad cannot play and provides that, and if the board actually backs it, then yes, he will do well. But if the board just says, no, we keep doing what we're doing before, and we're just going to buy players either because they're very marketable or whatever else, then yes, it will be insanity all over again. So that's what needs to happen.
But Devin, he said he can't play his style of play in England. That's what he said.
He made it clear.
No,
he
no,
made
he
it clear.
said no.
He
He
said
said
he's
he
not putting
couldn't
the
play.
Ajax
He
way.
So
said he
Ken,
don't play with
Ken, I'm
the
not
players.
talking about Ten Hag.
He said
I'm
he
not
couldn't
talking
play with the
I'm
players that
talking
he
about
had.
the next
Okay.
manager, and this is what
Right.
have to happen for the next manager to be successful.
Okay, we had Amrabat on the
That's very
bench
true.
yesterday. By the way.
So after everything that happened accumulated yesterday, the actual game was poor. Well,
I don't
he
think United
walked
will
out of
ever
the
be
press. He
successful
walked
with
out
these
of a
fans we
press
have,
con-
man.
He walked out of the press conference after he was asked some questions that were too. He couldn't answer them because maybe he want. I don't know why he couldn't answer the question. They simply said it's just going to be United's worst season. He said he walked out. That whole scenario that played out yesterday. Do you have a sense and believe that this guy's coming to the end of his tenure at United? I'm going to go with Devin.
Yes, I do right now.
Okay.
And it goes down to the sense that I just can't see the system that he wants to play. It changes all the time, and we have no midfield. Our midfield is getting carved through by too many clubs right now. It's okay if it's a one-off game where you get blasted by shots, I understand. But when you're starting to see a pattern of it all the time, and I just think that right now I can't believe I'm saying this once again, he's losing the dressing room. Like all the other managers before. So I
The
just
signs are
I
getting
think
similar.
I feel like as long as this current squad keeps on going and changes are made, this manager role is a doomed chalice. And unfortunately, Ten Hag is going to be the one that takes the fall. So we'll see what happens now with the Ineos structure coming in. But for now, I just think they may just have to buy out his last year of his contract.
Right. Joe, is this the end? After yesterday, don't forget, Tottenham fired the manager, fired Mourinho a week before a cup final. We got a FA Cup semi-final next Sunday.
That's
After
Daniel
everything
Levy,
that
man.
played
Can't
out,
compare Daniel Levy to us.
everything that we're not better than Spurs currently. We're worse than Spurs.
We are not Spurs.
Way worse.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we're not
we're
Spurs.
not
But
Spurs.
Daniel Levy is.
Why are we even like
miles
Okay.
away
No,
from
no, no,
Spurs.
So, Joe,
it's
what
never
I'm
gonna be
saying,
that.
what I'm saying,
It's-
we are better than Spurs on paper, but where are they on the table? The stats don't lie. They're better than us. With a new manager, they are better than us. So let's call it.
Yeah, let's see
this-
what happens to them next season, though.
Yeah, I mean, what are we talking about?
Yeah, let's wait till next season.
So the question
Listen,
I ask you,
listen.
Joe, is this the end for Ten Hag after everything that is happening yesterday going forward? He walked out of the press conference. He's never walked out before. The question they asked, is this the worst season ever? He couldn't handle it. Why did he walk out? The pressure is getting to him. Is this the
First
end?
of all, we need to we're basing this conversation off of something that I feel has been kind of taken out of context.
Oh, no,
bit,
it ain't. No,
right?
it's not.
No, come on,
He
man.
walked out.
Did you see the full context? Did you see that little clip that you just posted on WhatsApp?
It's not the little clip. I know a friend whose a fellow engineer was there. My friend is
A friend that was a fellow engineer. Bro,
have I not told you about my friend who's on the VAR? He does the VAR.
Can I just say something? Do you know what? If Ten Hag comes out and says, "Look, it's unacceptable. We're working hard. We know so," I will put my hand up and say, "Okay, he understands the problem." This guy does not. He still thinks we're playing amazing football. Every time you ask him, he comes to the. He's like, "Yeah, you know, it was the first half was amazing. You know, we played a very good game. We're just unfortunate to lose." And everyone's like, "This guy's on. He's on crack. He doesn't see what we're seeing." And so that's the problem. That is the biggest problem.
Okay, from the UK perspective,
just real quick,
Joe, I will come back. You missed your opportunity. I will have to come. I will come back. Hold on, Joe. I will come back.
You actually asked me the question. I never really answered.
And you said I don't know what I'm talking about.
I will take my time to answer Ken. I will take my time.
Go ahead. Answer
Ken.
Ken.
If I could. Forgive me, please.
Go on.
Okay. This idea that like you were saying, that Eric Ten Hag, doesn't know what he's doing. Like, listen, man, I've seen this before, right? We've seen this before where our at some point our managers start talking crazy. We've seen this before.
Yeah,
Yep.
Mourinho's walked out.
Only
Yeah.
got to the phase where he just started looking
I agree.
crazy.
I agree. Yep. I
All
agree.
of them. That's because this team is mentally, they are mentally weak. And we are at the point where, in order for this guy, for our manager, to get anything from this team, he needs to protect and coddle their precious little mentals, right? That is what's going on right now, because we've seen he has to lie.
But Jay's not
He
working.
has to lie, because if he doesn't
Working,
lie,
though. If he was working,
somebody's gonna
it's not
like
working.
a stupid comment, right? And then the conversation is gonna be about something else. Somebody's gonna make a statement on Instagram, and then he's gonna have to deal with that instead of getting the team ready for the next game. It's the same fucking show. It's
It's
a
not working
rerun,
though,
bro.
Joe.
But,
I know even if he's doing that, it's not
Ken,
working.
look, we're still going around. Let me go to Bems. Is this
Yeah.
the end?
Okay. It looks like it's the end, but I don't agree. I
It
don't
should be
agree.
the end.
Yeah, I don't agree that it should be the end. I like I said, and I'm going to stick to my side of my I'm going to stick to my side of the fence. I will not be Ten Hag out. We can lose the next 10 games, and I will still be Ten Hag in. I will
Wow.
still be the manager in. Whoever the
Wow.
manager is, I will go and I will support the manager, because we have been doing the same thing over and over for seasons after seasons and expecting different results. Now
I'm
it's
still on the
not any
bike.
different. The only thing that has been like, these players have always remained every time. You have a mixed match of different players from different managers, and then you've had a club that's not had the mentality of or the drive to win trophies, which comes from the ownership. You've had like a what you call it, a medical team that's been trashed since Fergie. You've had so many different things going wrong in the club, and you expect managers to be successful. There is nothing like I will always, until, like Ragnick said it, you got to do open heart surgery with the whole club. In the only in the thing that I another in another thing I have to say again is that Ten Hag, there's the Eredivisie is different,
Go get him.
but he had that structure. You can see what he did at the in Holland, right? You can see what he did.
Yeah.
If he can do it there, why can't I know it's the Premier League?
But he
If he can
wasn't
do
in
it there,
charge
why
of
can't he do it?
recruitment.
I understand that.
Yeah.
He's not in charge of recruitment at United either. He's not in charge of recruitment. Anybody that tells me now that Ten Hag is in charge of recruitment is talking trash. Ten Hag it does it with the with Murta, which he's left now. It's not all his decision. It's like it's a committee of decisions. Ole said it in his interview in the overlap. It said it's not just the manager, but it's in conjunction with the recruitment team, the technical director. They all make decisions together. So I'm just saying that now. So
Okay.
I do not agree that Ten Hag should be sacked, but it so happens because the way this club runs and the way the fans are, we jump on the manager's back and we want to sack the manager, and that's what happens. And then we're gonna relive this cycle again all over again.
Bam, this
Because
is
the new manager. Let me finish.
Hold on.
We're gonna get the new manager
Bam,
next
round up.
season. We're going to get a new manager next season. Everybody's going to be happy because we're going to be winning games. Oh, United is back. Oh, United are back. We're winning games. We're going to be challenging for the title next season. And then the next season comes. Wait, let me finish. And then the season after that comes. And then we start losing games. Is out. Take him out, man. He's trash. His football's trash. Oh, what are we doing on the pitch? Oh, what are we doing in the training ground? It's gonna happen again. And Ken is one of those fans that will switch from being manager in to being manager out. You're one of them. Just like
after 18 months,
like everyone
if the new
else.
manager comes in after 18 months, if he doesn't perform, he needs to go. Guys, what's this loyalty?
Hold on.
After 18 months, he's got to go.
Successful,
Guys,
Ken. No, a manager,
Guys.
managers will not be successful at this club
Real Madrid.
until the club is fixed as a whole. Do not
Okay.
compare us to Real
Let
Madrid.
me
We're
go
not
to
Real
Chris.
Madrid.
Let me
We've
go
not
to
won
Chris.
five championships, man.
Let's go to
How the
Chris.
hell you compare us to Real Madrid? Have we
Let's
won
go to
5
Chris.
Champions League titles? No.
Let's go to Chris. Chris, is
We
this the
would
end for
never
Ten
be.
Hag?
No, and then no, this is not the end. And thank you, Bems. Bems, thank you for finally coming back to your senses, because whatever you just said, I had told you these 3 years ago. I had told you this 3 years ago. Sacking the managers prematurely is not going to help the club. You just say right now, firing Ten Hag is not gonna. It's not gonna. It don't make
Holy
sense.
shit. The Jose,
Joe,
the
Joe, you
Jose-
here? Joe, you
the
here? Joe, you are
Jose
witness.
group-
Joe, you are witness.
the
Joe, you are
Jose
witness.
coalition is back.
Yeah.
The last time,
No,
the last
I-
time I was,
Chris
the
is
last
right.
time I was, the
I'll
last
wait
time I was
till
on the
my turn.
podcast, I said these. Firing the coach after 18 months is not going to help the club. So firing Ten Hag right now is not going to help it. And also, let me go back to yesterday. Ten Hag walking over the interview. First of all, I think the English media it's full of bullshit, because they're doing that for a reason.
Yeah.
They're doing that for a reason.
How do you
Complete
know
bullshit.
that? Of course.
How are they full of shit? Because they always want to see.
Yes.
They always want to see United fall all the time. How come you don't see
Yes.
other managers getting the same?
Yes.
They don't get treated the same.
And now you
We're an English
Yeah,
club.
I get that,
We're
Now
an
you're
English
defending
club.
and jumping on the
Pisses me
media.
Always
off.
been
How
a
come?
bias.
We're an
How come
English
you don't
club.
see other coach? How come you don't see another coach getting the same bullshit at the press
We're an
Because
English
it's
conference?
club.
Manchester
Only
United. Manchester
Man,
How does
United
that
We're an
connect
English
to
sells
club.
you
cut me some
papers
comparing the
slack.
season?
Cut me some slack. We seen Arteta finish number 8, number 9. He wasn't getting treated like that.
because it's not
He had a
Manchester
style of
United.
play.
Manchester United sells
That's why
papers.
That's why
Manchester
England
United
will never
makes
ever win a
news.
World Cup.
When
England will
Manchester
never ever
United,
win a
And
Hold on,
major
Ben.
championship
look,
because the
man,
fans are delusional. I tell you, Tim,
hold
fans
on,
are
hold on.
delusional
Finish
down
up,
there.
Chris.
Completely
Finish up.
delusional.
you know
England
why?
Leave
are
us
the massive
alone.
fans of
You know why?
international
And
football.
I don't understand. I don't understand how
Leave
he
us
allowed this.
alone, Bev.
I don't understand
Delusional
how.
fans. I'm telling you.
Hold on. I don't understand how we allow this to happen. We have a coach the coach at work, like he's under contract. And you're already talking about Southgate. The same fans and the same media talking about Southgate gonna come in. Come on, man. Let the guy do his job. Man, the
Rumors.
English media needs to cut some slack, man. But
We understand, Chris. Me
hey,
and
even
Ken. I understand.
All I
I
said this on
understand.
all I said this, and Ben just said it. Thanks, Ben, for watching that podcast. All I said is
See, we understand this, and I keep saying this. The media has their own favorites. They have their own bias. This has gone on for a long time. They criticize English
Since
players
30.
less than foreign players. It has always been that way. It's not going to change. When a
Mhm.
foreign manager is there, they'll criticize him more than an English manager. It's not till the English manager has done so badly, like
Mhm.
he's got to go. They'll say, "Oh, he's an idiot." Just like Potter, how they pushed him out of Chelsea. So, but the point there is this, Chris. Manchester United is big news. Manchester United could be relegated. They will still be more relevant than the team that wins the EPL. That is just the way this club is. It sells papers. It puts more money in journalists' pockets, and that's the way it is. They don't treat other managers like Ten Hag. Oh, because they're not going to get the same reaction. When it comes to Manchester United, it will bring viewers and clicks. Everybody wants to go look at it because it's Manchester United.
okay.
It
But
comes with
let
a
me
lot of baggage. So
let me ask you a
everything they
question.
asked Ten Hag yesterday, they probably would have asked. They could have asked Klopp yesterday. Oh, how did you lose at home? Or today, how did you lose at home to Crystal Palace? How did you get beaten 3-0 during the week to Atalanta? They will ask the question in a more emotional way, not in an antagonizing way. Like this is what I'm saying. So you got to understand where the media are with Manchester United. It's not going to change. Never.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, Tim. Tim, let me ask you a question. So, for example, let's say Ten Hag goes out and Southgate comes in. Do you think Southgate gonna get treated the same?
Not initially, no.
No, he
Till
won't.
That's
He
what
won't.
Ken wants.
till
Ken
the
wants
trainers
Southgate.
complete. Till
I
the
want.
trainers
I
complete.
don't mind anyone that
Hold on,
comes in.
let me
I don't
answer
mind
this
who
question.
comes
Let
in.
me
I don't
answer,
mind who comes in.
let me answer this question. He will be
Southgate
given.
probably.
He'll be,
Wait, hold on. Did Ken get to answer your original question yet?
Ken,
No, I
is
haven't
this the
answered.
end for? Is this the end for Ten Hag?
Of course it is. Of course it is. You guys are looking at this from. I know what you're saying from before. If Richard Arnold and John Murto are still there, I won't be an ETH out because the people that employed him are still there. The people that employed the guy are not there anymore. So even for him, as I'm sure he's looking behind his back, thinking, you know what? My guys are not here anymore. I'd have to report to Omar. Do you know, guys? Please go and look at Omar Barada. Look at his background. He's just, Spanish football type person. He doesn't like gung ho football. He doesn't like this nonsense where defense is all over the place, midfielders attack and leave the space. Look, all ETH has to do, is common sense. Even Bems, you know this. You just don't want to see the light. If you say to me, Amrabat,
So you're a
Casemiro,
better manager now than Ten Hag.
Bems, no, you're even
Then
Bems,
why aren't
look,
you?
Bems,
Let
let
Ken,
me
Why
talk.
won't you have
Bems,
your
let
coaching?
him finish.
Okay, sorry, yeah,
Let
okay,
him
guess.
finish.
Go ahead, Ken.
Just
Okay.
humor me, right? If you
Okay.
tell Casemiro, sit with Amrabat, don't go past the halfway line. Straight away, you've solved 50% of our problems. 50, just say, look, sit behind in front of we don't look at defense. We have an 18-year-old at centre back, a rookie. You have Maguire, who's absolutely dodgy, no left back. Just sit in front of the back four. Let's play 6 at the back. Let the other guys play. You straight away 50% of the problem solved. Am I right or wrong? Exactly. But
No,
my man is.
I
That's what I'm saying.
do
He
agree,
leaves
but
Amrabat
then
on the bench and he's playing
yeah,
Kobe Maino week in week. This is an 18-year-old.
okay,
The guy is worn out. Okay,
okay.
let's go back to the big picture. You said if we sack Ten Hag, it's not the right approach. We have a new owner, we have a new technical director, we have a new director of football. These guys are best in class. If you look at the guy coming in from Southampton,
Okay.
he was
What have they done
like
at
highly
the club they had?
no, that's what I'm saying. If he came
They've
from Man
not done
City,
anything there.
no, let me talk.
Like
He
Ineos, I'm
came
talking
from
about you
Man
talking about
City.
Ineos, right?
Bems, let him finish.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, sorry.
he
Okay,
came.
go
The
ahead,
guy
go ahead.
from Jason Wilcox came from Manchester City.
Okay.
He's highly rated by Pep. Southampton poached him. He was the youth team. He won so many trophies. So highly rated. Southampton poached him. City were not happy. They did exactly the same thing Arsenal did with Arteta. Now,
Yeah.
if you look at the guy at Newcastle that we're trying to bring in as well, highly rated, changed
And
in the
Ashwood.
FA. Exactly, best in class, and then Omar Barad on top of that. So what we're saying is we're bringing in the infrastructure in place, the people, the best in class people to make football decision in place. Now we can bring in a new manager to play good football. If the other guys were here and you bring in the new manager, then it probably won't make sense.
Okay, so Ken, so you okay, Dan Ashwood has not even started his position. That's one. Jason Wilcox is not even started yet. And the Barada, in fact, none of them have started.
No,
That's one.
Started,
Okay.
yeah.
So but then you expect that they would, the moment they join, they get a manager, and you expect immediately we would have a style of play immediately?
No, not style of play.
No, it
Not
won't work like
immediately.
that. No.
Okay, so let me
He
ask you a
was-
question. How long do you
yeah.
expect us to have how long do you expect to wait to see a style of play with all those people in place?
18 months.
18 months. Okay.
Yes.
18 months, right? Okay. So if you want 18 months, why can't you give that time with them in place with the manager you currently have?
Because the manager's done 18 months. That's why.
Wait. He's done 18 months, but did he do 18 months under this structure?
Yeah, he didn't.
He did it, but look at the players.
No.
You have.
Did he do?
You've already made
One at a time,
the line
one
of
at a
success.
time, one at a time. Let him finish.
Did he do 18 months under this new structure though? It's a simple question, Ken.
Look,
yes or no? No, Ken.
Let
It's a
me.
simple question.
I will
Did he do 18 months under this new structure though?
Bems, it's impossible because he's the new guy. You said the new guys are not in, right? So how can he do 18 months under them? What I'm saying is he's not good enough to get that opportunity. That's what I'm saying. If you're a manager, you're a manager.
And why do you say he's not good enough to be given the opportunity?
Okay. Let me. You're a manager.
No.
Right?
I'm asking you though, why is he not good enough though?
Okay. I'll explain. I'll get to your point. You're a manager. You've been brought in here to look after your company. Yeah.
Okay.
And you come in and you're looking at, you're thinking, I know a guy that can do a better job because your job is on the line. Don't forget, as the CEO,
can do a better job, right?
That's just rumors, man. That's just rumors.
No, because apparently you like, okay, Dan Ashwood is a top guy. I mean, the only person that's the people, I'm telling you, based on the bookies odds, the people that have the best chance on taking the job is Southgate, and I think
you said don't believe English media, then you're
no.
I
never said don't believe English media.
Rumors.
You're the guys that are jumping on the English media like whatever they say. I'm totally going against it.
To be honest, the bookies are more credible than English media.
Exactly. Thank you. Go ahead, Ken.
No, that's not
No,
true.
no, in
That's
all
not
cases.
true.
No, in all cases.
No,
Joe.
that's not
No, in
true.
all cases.
That's
The
not true.
bookies go on what they hear from
On rumors.
on rumors. So they start putting odds on what they think.
Sometimes there's no smoke without fire.
Yeah,
So let's
sometimes,
just
That's
say
just
no.
that's
Ken,
just
sometimes,
Ken,
where
go
I
ahead.
have English
Yeah.
media.
So we have this structure in place. This guy does not deserve to get another
And why doesn't he deserve it?
1 month.
So
Because
Ken,
it's
you
just
so
not
so
good
let
enough.
me
Why doesn't he
understand this,
deserve
Ken.
it when he's
Hold
not being
hold on,
given
hold
the
on,
opportunity
Ken.
under
So
a
what
proper
you're saying,
structure?
Ken.
And he
So
proved
Ken,
that he can do it under a structure in his
But he
old
said he
club.
can't do it in England, though. How can you hire someone and he's telling you
Dude,
can't do
is
the job that you hired him for?
no, no,
so
no,
Ken,
no,
you're
no,
saying
no, no,
so
no.
Ken, you're
He
saying
said he cannot play the style of he cannot play the football he wants to play with these players, bro.
No, that's not what he said.
That's what he said.
So Ken, you want
That's
to
what he
hire
said.
you want to hire Southgate who can even make England win nothing. So I mean,
I'm not saying hire
he
Southgate.
never said Southgate.
Look,
That's
I'm
what
not
you're
saying
gonna
hire
get,
let me
though.
let me let me
No,
say
That's what
it's
you're gonna
not.
get.
so
If
let me ask
No,
let me ask
no.
Ken a question. Let me
That's
ask
what
Ken
you're
a
gonna
question.
get. You're gonna
Ken,
No,
get
it's
hold on,
not.
Ben.
Southgate.
Let me ask Ken a question. So
Look
Ken,
who's there.
what you're saying is, as it stands, you want Ten Hag done, end of season, call it a day, start afresh, can't call
That's
him
it.
out. That's
Yep.
what you want him
I
done.
want my CEO who has been at Manchester City and has, was a key cog in the success of Manchester City to have the opportunity to pick someone that he wants to be the manager of Manchester United as the new CEO.
By the way, the CEO is not the person that picks the new manager.
He has
It
a
is
say.
he has a say. It is the DOF. So just FYI. Yes, he has a
but
say.
But it still
It's a
has to be
it's a
approved by the
committee.
CEO, though.
the
It still
Yeah,
has to be
it's a
approved by the
exactly. The
CEO.
technical director
and
and
it's
football
just like
director reports to the
so
CEO.
when it
You know
suits
that.
it's when it suits your argument. You remember you'll say, oh, ETH is the one that picked these players, right? And I told you it's a committee, right? Isn't that what I said? But
The
now it's
technical
because
director and the football director reports to the CEO.
okay.
Don't forget,
but
Ineos are not stupid.
when it comes to buying players, is the manager solely responsible
Let's
for buying
start
the
to
players?
move on. Let's start to
Let's
move
move
on.
on, yeah.
Let's start to move on.
No, because
Benz, you made your point.
you guys
Benz, you made your
flip-flop.
point.
You guys flip-flop. There's no consistency.
No.
There's no consistency. That's what I'm
People,
saying.
see, so
You guys,
Benz,
it's
Benz,
just
I
like
see your
K.
point. Benz, I see your point. I see your point. The
Wait,
reason is
wait,
this, right?
let me just read off his comment.
Every week when United play so badly, obviously your perception would change. I've been Ten Hag in from day one, but when I'm seeing these results, I'm looking at him and I'm looking at the players.
Oh, Tim.
No. Let's be realistic.
I just need to.
I have
let's
always
just.
stuck with Ten Hag, but when I'm
you
looking
have,
at
you have.
no,
Tim,
hold on,
that's
hold on.
right. You
No,
have, yeah.
Southgate.
I
Southgate, here we come.
hold on. I didn't say Southgate. I
Too
said
cool, here we
That's what
come.
we're
hold on,
getting.
hold on, Ben. See where I'm coming from. I
That's
looked
what
at
we're
the
getting.
Brentford. I looked at the Brentford result.
Mhm.
I looked at the Chelsea result.
Mhm.
I looked at yesterday's result. I'm
Okay.
thinking like, I'm looking at
Okay.
him and the players.
Champions
If he's
League as
going
well.
to go, if we're
What have
gonna
we
sack-
seen now?
hold on.
What have we seen now that we haven't seen under the previous managers, though,
What
Tim?
I was, what I was,
So-
what I think, if we are gonna sack
Different
him,
regime.
so as they're sacking him, so should 10 other players be following him out the door.
Absolutely. That's what
Well,
we're saying.
but that would never
He
happen.
can't take this. He can't take this all on his
That
own.
won't happen.
That's
It
what
will
I
happen.
think anybody
Look,
who's Ten Hag
That
out
would never
saying
happen.
is wrong.
And I
Tim.
guarantee you, if
It
you
can
sack Ten
happen.
Hag, all these players that you expect to be sold will not be sold.
No,
have-
not under this
they-
leadership. They
Okay.
can't make changes
Okay.
to players during
All right,
season. That's
then.
why you haven't seen
Please,
any
Tim,
players go.
let's
You
clip
can't
this
get rid of
statement.
Let
players.
me go to
Clip
Joe.
this,
Let me
clip
go to
it.
Joe.
Tim,
Let me
you
go
can't
to
get rid
Joe.
of players during
Like,
the season.
Maguire, all because the new managers is going to want to see
Yeah,
how
but
he's
Ineos
going to
have
see how these
already
new
made
players playing.
changes.
Oh,
Ineos have made
Let me-
changes. Yeah,
But
you
it's
can't
the
get rid
same
of
Let
players
me-
during the
said
season. That's
Bruno.
why.
They
Let
said Bruno,
me get
McTominay,
to
and
Joe.
Rashford are
I'm
not
gonna
getting
have to
sold.
mute you both.
Since
Let me get to
since
Joe.
we're
Go on,
since
Joe.
we're discussing about what Eric Ten Hag may or may not have said, let me just go ahead and quote what he actually did said. Eric Ten Hag, right, about the style of football. The football that we played at Ajax we will never play here, right? I have different players now, and it's also not the reason that I came here. The collection of players that you have available determines your style of play. And that is why we play here in a different manner than I have in Ajax. Those are his exact words.
Right.
Yeah, but look at
Right?
what look at the
Wait,
players.
wait,
No,
wait, wait,
hold on,
let's
hold on,
do
hold
more.
on.
Let's do
I'm
more.
going to
said
let
Manchester
Tyler
United
go.
are there.
One more sentence.
Ajax.
One more sentence.
Thank you.
Guys,
One more
I
sentence,
don't want to
right?
use the mute,
There's
but if
a
I
couple-
have to, I will mute it. After this, when Joe finishes, I'm going straight to Devon to rebuttal it.
Okay.
Bems
There's-
and Ken, yellow card, both of you.
Okay. All right. So, and I will have as far as like implementing it, right?
Right.
And I will have to because I cannot play here that same way.
Right.
And it is also entirely not in the DNA of Manchester United.
There you go.
He's saying this team
Of
right,
players
is incapable of playing that style.
Okay.
What about the last line
He's
you just
saying
read?
that-
It's not in the DNA of
Okay,
Manchester.
the Ajax style of football is very characteristic, and here we will be playing a lot more direct, and that is what we have as players for, especially in the forefront, off the pitch. He's just saying like he just doesn't have the players, bro. That's all. Like, can we come to a consensus? That is what he's saying. That he does not have the players to play that style of football.
Okay. Devin is going to respond to this. Devin.
So
Then followed by Chris.
Thanks,
all right,
thanks, Joe.
my take when it comes to this right now, when you look at successful managers right now, the players have to play to their system or they're shipped out. You don't cater your system to those players right there. This is how we're gonna play. You either adapt or you leave.
100%.
It was the same way under Fergie. And yes, I know Sir Alex did change his style of play a couple times throughout his career, a lot through his first team coaches. But to put a comment out like that from Ten Hag, that to me just screams that you are catering to these players. You're not sticking with your system that you were brought into play. That I do have an issue with right now. You need to take an authoritative stance. It just, to me, it just gives off too much player power. The players will dictate the system that we're going to play. No, the manager dictates the system that we're going to play.
100%.
And you go to that, and if you can't play it, then so long. I'll give you your chances to adapt to it. I'll only give you so many, but after that, you have to go if you can't do it. And with that being said, the manager also has to be backed and trusted by the board. When he says this player can play my system, he has to be backed, has to get that player, not the second, third, fourth, or fifth choice, that player.
Thank you.
That has been an issue with this club for way too long as well, too.
Anthony.
I'm going to go with Chris. Chris,
Thank
from
you.
what Joe said. Thanks
Thank you,
very
Devin.
much, Devin.
Chris.
Anthony Bems.
With whatever Joe,
Anthony,
whatever Joe said.
That's the only one you can say, right?
Benz and Ken. Remember, you're on the yellow. Both of you on the yellow.
With whatever, I 100%. Me and Joe agree on a whole bunch of stuff. Whatever Joe said, this guy don't have the right players that he need to play his system. I can agree because it's not easy. He's been in the club for like what, 1.5 years, almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
But dude, it takes about 3 years like to completely overhaul all the players he got before. And if you look at it, who are the players you think like he can overhaul? Let's say you have 20 players on this team. How many players you think you're gonna have to overhaul all these? I think the only
at least
this
12.
according to me, at least 12 of them. At least 10, 12 of them. But there are people I bet he's gonna stick with him. I know he don't play Anthony a lot, but he's probably gonna stick with Anthony. And I tell you again, he's gonna stick with Bruno. And so many, I gonna mention too many of them. But like, man, that's media bullshit. I tell you, English media is so full of shit. That's why. But like we say, can we give this guy some time? Let's see how many players I bet he's been scouting and he know the players you want to bring in. Can you give him at least one more season before the end of his contract, and then we can see, you know what, we gave you a time, he never delivered. So, but we jumping on him, getting shipped out even before he delivers. And now we're never gonna achieve nothing because you always be jumping. That's why I just said it before. So, give this guy time, let him get his players. I hope he's gonna get backed up this summer. At least he need about 6 more players. Every season, he needs about 6 more players coming in the team. Every season. The team need about 6 players coming in the team. Every season. It don't matter, you need about 6 players coming in.
Thank you very much, Chris. But you see, that is agreeable and it's nice. But when in 18 months, you're not seeing much progress, that's where people start to figure out, hang on, you bought 3 players, you bought this, but there's still no difference there's no improvement, sustained improvement. That's the reason. Okay, look at the games we lost this season. Bournemouth, Wolves. You see these games we've lost. We've lost about 17 so far. So every fan will look at it like, it looks like backwards instead of forwards. And as you know, who is always capable, who's always held accountable? The manager before the players. Yes, some of the players are so shit that they shouldn't even be wearing the badge, but they wear the badge and get selected every week and underperform every week. So who is blaming this now? Is it the player who says, I must play due to his agent? Or is it the manager who said, I'll keep picking you, I keep picking you, even though you're underperforming and you're causing part of the problems whereby the team can't keep the ball, the team can't make forward passes. So you got to understand, the manager has to take responsibility for the bad performances. Sometimes the players do not listen to instructions. That's another observation. But when they do listen to instructions, they can't carry it out because they are either not good enough or just can't be bothered. So if
Tim, can I say something?
So hold on. But if if they're gonna fire Ten Hag, they need to be sending 6-8 players outside of the club with him, because he can't go down alone. He's got to take the shit with him. 100%. If they're gonna stick with him, they've got to ship out these players, because some of these players really are just getting worse by the week. Honestly. And you look at it like, wow. So you ask yourself, as fans, how much more will you endure? Okay, 5 more games, including, well, if we get to the FA Cup and it becomes 7 more games end of the season. How much more can we take? How much more frustration of, you look at the first 10 minutes of the Bournemouth game. It's Bournemouth. They are newly promoted. Understand, newly promoted. They have a better style of football than us. You ask yourself, how is this possible? On paper, our paper, Man United have a bunch of players, but we can't play as a system. Who is accountable for the players not able to play a functioning game to even win or beat Bournemouth or beat Burnley or beat Palace? It's the manager. So it's either he's not good enough, or the players are not good enough, or he's telling them what to do and they don't want to do what he wants to do. There's a problem right there. Ask yourself, how long do you want to go through this? That's the problem that Ineos have to ask. All right, we put structure in place. All right, do they even have the patience? I think they should just see this season out, see where United end up, see what they need to get to the end of the season, then look at the big picture like, okay, we don't think this guy might be able to implement anything in our new structure. We're going to get rid of. That might work. They might say, all right, let's give him time in our new system. That might work. But they got to get rid of some players. These players, some of them are just passengers getting a free paycheck every week. And it's so obvious. It's so obvious. And we can't do this again next season. It's too much. They're going to come to America. People are going to spend money, go and watch shit in the tour games in America, and they're going to go back to EPL and perform like this season. Rubbish. Can't do this every season. It's too much. That's all I've got to say.
Can I read out something? So listen, look at this, guys. Yep. Unai Emery came in on the 21st of April, 2022. Unai Emery came in on the 24th of October, 2022. Ten Hag came in on the 21st of April, 2022, right? Unai Emery inherited a very poor team. Ten Hag inherited a very poor team. But look at the difference in terms of style of play. Ten Hag had a style of play established last season, decides to change it. Unai Emery had a style of play, established it, and look at where Villa are now. When was the last time we went to the Emirates and outplayed Arsenal? This is the Arsenal that blew, Brighton away. My point is, you don't need that long to establish a style of play and to get rubbish players playing well. How many players has Unai Emery signed compared to Ten Hag? He hasn't spent that much. That's the level we're talking about. That's why we're saying that we need someone that can come in and work with these new guys. If we're changing management, we need a new manager as well on the pitch. That's all I've got to say.
Bams.
I'm tired of speaking, man. I can't argue my case any much more any different way. So I don't know what else to say, man. I'm done.
Devin, it is very depleting when you see your team underperforming against teams that are should be blown away. I mean, like I keep saying, I think this is actually Bournemouth's second manager this season, if my memory serves me right. How come He can come in and provide a system, and they are able to work efficiently and not get relegated. But we have a seasoned manager who's been there one season, won us a Carabao Cup, and we can't even beat them. It does bother your mind. You see what I mean?
Wait.
It's just like,
Yeah, so
okay,
I'm-
look at
Wait,
Spurs
what
manager.
are we talking? Listen, hold up a second. I
Yeah.
get it. They look a little bit better, right?
Mhm.
They are still in 13th place in the Premier League.
But they took 4 points
what-
off us. 4 points,
I
bro.
don't-
4 points.
it doesn't-
It's newly promoted. You see, this is the excuses we keep making.
All
We
right, so
cannot.
I think-
we have to hold ourselves
Let me just-
accountable, bro. It's Bournemouth, newly promoted.
Come on, man.
I think we're just going around in
why do we
circles,
keep-
all saying the same
yeah.
thing over and over again with this.
Yeah.
Go around circles, man. Thank you, Devin.
So again, I think we're all in agreement that there are a lot of players that need to leave.
100%. 100%.
But
Now,
all
where
those
we
players will
disagree
not leave.
is whether the manager should stay or not, and that's perfectly fine. So I think more of the focus now, if we're going to continue this and kind of have it in a healthy way, is which players should stay and which players should go.
I
Does
agree. I agree
anyone-
with you,
Because
Devin.
I don't think we're getting anywhere with the manager. The manager argument.
Yeah, I agree with you, Devin. But then I will also say, all the players that we expect to go will not go.
That I can agree
Guaranteed.
with as well too.
Every player above the age of 22 can leave this club. Think about it. Just really think about it. Everybody above the age of 22 can leave. The Wan-Bissakas, the Dalos, as far as the team that's gonna get us to win. There is nobody right now in this club above the age of 22, right, that will get us to the level we need to be with City and Liverpool and Arsenal. Name one player above the age of 20 that we can say we need.
22?
Yes.
That's a good question, Joe.
Besides maybe Onana, because you need a little bit more.
See, my concern now is you still need some leadership and some experience.
Experience is always needed.
We have a field of.
Okay,
We
tell
have
me.
a field. We are
Tell me
filling
trying to-
our
leaders
we
squad.
have.
I'm trying to think, because before-
That's a good
Okay,
question.
Martinez,
though, Devin, right?
Martinez.
One at a time.
Martinez.
Yeah. Martinez, I'll
I'll
keep.
give
Yes,
Martinez.
I'll keep Martinez. Yes,
I'll
yes.
keep
Okay.
Martinez.
Would you?
I would even keep Maguire.
I will ask you defenders one. Joe, will you keep Veron? Joe.
No. Too
Bams?
injury prone. Not for the price.
No. I'll let him go at this point.
Ken?
It's time to go.
I won't keep him.
Devin.
I would keep him on a reduced contract because we need that leadership.
Okay. Joe,
I would do that too. On a reduced,
Actually, I agree with that. Yeah, on
I would
reduced-
accept
that's if
a
you take.
reduced.
You know,
Yes.
Joe, Wan-Bissaka.
And be okay with coming off the bench.
Yes.
Right. Wan-Bissaka. I would keep Wan-Bissaka on a reduced wage, just like that.
Okay.
Wan-Bissaka
Bams?
on a reduced wage. Don't guarantee starts every week.
Wan-Bissaka, I would let go.
Okay. Ken, Wan-Bissaka.
I will leave him on the bench as backup. I think he would be a good backup.
Reduced
Devin?
wage, right? Reduced wage.
His wage, yes.
It depends on who we bring in.
Right. So would you keep him?
For now, yes, because I don't know who.
Okay. Joe, Dallo.
No, we need to move Dallo along.
Okay. Bems, Dallo.
Mind you, Dallo needs to be replaced with the player we are expecting Dallo to be. If we don't do that, we have to hold on to Dallo.
I would keep Delo.
Okay. Ken, Dallo.
I feel like it's in between Wan-Bissaka and Dallo. One has to go. We can't have both at the club. So if one has to go, I'll get rid of Dallo. I'll keep Wan-Bissaka. Yeah.
Devin.
I think right now I would keep, if we're gonna do this, we're going defenders wise. I think the only two players defense wise who I would let go right now is gonna be Luke Shaw and Victor Lindelof.
Makes sense.
Keep Maguire?
Yes.
You keep Maguire.
I'll explain why. Maguire this season actually has impressed me a lot. because after everything that I saw with him last
Yeah.
season, I was somebody that said he needs to go. He got stripped
Yeah.
of the captaincy, got pretty much embarrassed, everything, and he put his head down and fought his way back into a spot, and he's done very well. For a player who does that, it is very hard for me to let go of a player like that because that's a mentality that can also wear off on other players. And
I-
and for something like that, for overcoming adversity like that, we have too many players in our squad who would have just down tools after that and complained and whatnot. So he earned a lot of my respect for that.
So then, are we not
I
rewarding
totally-
failure? Are we
I
not
totally
rewarding
agree with
failure just
Devin on
because
that.
he's been stripped of the captaincy and he's come in and put some average performance? Is that the level we're at now? Should we not be aiming higher?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
and
don't
so,
think
but
that's
again,
been good enough.
it also goes with what I'm saying right now is I don't know who we are bringing in right now, and I
Right.
want to keep some leadership in the back.
Right.
I want to keep
Okay.
some leadership out there to
Makes
mentor
sense.
players.
Okay.
And I think
Joe.
what I've seen with Maguire right now has actually been impressive to me this year.
Joe, Maguire, Luke Shaw, Lindelof. Are you keeping any of those three?
I am getting rid of Maguire. Like, I'm doing this with the preference that we are going to get somebody
Better.
to replace them to
Right.
fit our style of
Yes.
football.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So Maguire and Luke Shaw because of the injuries, and Maguire because he's like for the style of football that we want in the future. Maguire's not that dude. He would be success. He would be great at like at Everton or something, but not at this club. And mind you, a lot of the success that he's gotten this season, yes, it's due to a lot of the people in front of him being injured. It's not like he forced his way into this
Lindelof?
club, into the Lindelof. I would keep Lindelof as a squad player, but
Luke
honestly, I'm no. To be honest, I would sell Lindelof to give what's his name, Kimbwala, a little bit more. A little bit more playing time.
Shaw? Okay. All right. Bems. Maguire, Lindelof, Shaw. Are you keeping any of them?
Lindelof gone. I will sell Lindelof. I will sell Luke Shaw. Maguire. The only Maguire, I would have. I wouldn't have minded keeping him for his mentality because he has impressed this season. I'm gonna say that he's impressed me this season. He's played well, but the thing is, he doesn't fit our style of play. So
Right.
I would have to just say, okay, I'll just have to let him go because the reason I'll let him go is because he doesn't fit our style of play.
Right.
And the
But-
wages is crazy.
Yeah,
We need that money.
Lindelof, Shaw, Maguire, Ken. Ken, Lindelof, Shaw, Maguire.
Yes. Okay. So basically, a leopard will never change its spots. Let's say if this is why I get confused with Bems and Joe, right? Because you're saying that the players are the problem. Now we're having all this sentimental, he came in, they took the pump, let's rub his chest and give him a hug.
Who?
No.
To
Who?
Who?
Who's
No.
saying that to?
I
You guys
just
are
said
saying,
I was it.
Maguire's done all right, No, he's not good enough.
No, I said sell him. I said sell him.
I
Good,
just
okay.
said I just said sell him because he
Okay,
doesn't fit
I
our
thought-
style of play.
Okay, let's give him a chance.
Yo, no, sell him.
No, he doesn't fit
Maguire
our style of
gone.
play. No.
rid of him.
All right.
We're saying that we appreciate that he was able to do that, right? Right? We appreciate it, but at the end of the day, right? Moving forward, if that's where we want to go, right? He needs to go.
Yeah.
He's on too high wages, right? And there's too many players that we can bring in lower wages that will be able to fulfill what we need at the
Absolutely.
center back position.
Yeah.
He needs
I
to
would
go.
get rid of so Lindelof, Maguire, Shaw have to go. Those three players if we get rid of those three players and start again, I think that will help us.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
what's Maguire's wages right now? What is it, 150 a week?
I think it's on 190. 190.
I think it's like 190. Yeah.
190.
And how
190. Just under
many
200.
more years left does he have on his contract?
I think three. I think
No.
more.
He has less
3
than that.
years
He has
left?
less than that. He has less than that. He has
Less than that.
Yeah, there's no way it's 3 years.
Let me do some research real
He's
quick.
been the club. He's been the club for 3 years now. I would say he has
He
2
came
years
with
left.
Ole, right? That's 2021.
Yeah. He has probably 2 years left, max.
Yeah, because he did a 5-year contract they gave him.
Yeah, he's
2
on
years
one
or
Let
line.
me,
yeah.
Jesus.
Or 1 year
He's
left.
on
2 or 1
190
year
right
left.
now.
He's on
Yes.
what?
He has a year or
190
two
right
left,
now.
max.
He signed a 6-year contract.
Six. See what I'm-
Yeah,
Seven.
he did.
See what
Sorry,
I'm-
it was
It's
a 7.
seven-year
All right, I got it. It's a 7-year contract on 190 a week.
Wow.
Wow. You see that? You
Wow.
see, what club
Wow.
gives someone a 7-year contract? You see what I mean? That just
Yeah,
doesn't
but do
make
you-
any
And Tim,
sense.
and
But
Tim,
do you
guess
That's
what?
see how
Woodward.
they
That's
can
Guess what?
Woodward, right?
Tim, guess what?
Do you-
And it's the same team that you expect to be winning games and winning titles, right?
No.
By sacking the manager, right?
No, but
Yeah,
that
good
is
job.
No, we have a new
Woodward's.
management.
That's
Yeah,
all
new
Woodward
management.
and
How can you win?
Arnold.
How
That's
can a
stupid.
business be successful?
So
How can you
would you
expect a business to be
guys
successful if you if you don't have a structure, don't have the right people in place, and I mean don't have the ambition, but just keep. I don't know I don't know how you guys expect that business to be
No,
successful.
so here's my
but
this is my
I
question right
don't
now.
know.
right.
Blows my mind.
Where because you guys
Yeah.
originally all said Varane was out, but then you changed it later to if he reduces wages.
Right.
So if you lose Varane and Maguire, you're missing out on a lot of leadership to mentor the other center backs coming in as well. You're pretty much then depending on Martinez,
Who's kind of is more injury prone as
which I love. I love Martinez to death when he's fit, but I worry more and more every day that he could be another Eric Bailly, great when he plays, but injury prone a lot.
Yeah.
So and that's where this is where I worry. You gotta keep one of them.
At
What's the
least
point
for
of
a
keeping-
season.
what's-
At least
what's
for
the
a
point of
season,
keeping
though.
Maguire, right? If he cannot play, like Maguire's superpower is his availability, right? For a very long time. But what is the point of keeping a player on high wages that cannot play our style of football? That is
So
continually be
I think we're
exposed because of our high line.
Exactly.
I think we're all in agreement that if he stays, he's got to reduce wages as well.
Okay.
Just like
Yeah,
That makes
reduce
sense.
wages
Okay.
If-
Let's go
out
to
of
the
the
midfield.
two, out of
and
the
not
two,
play as
out
much
of-
though.
Out of the two to keep with reduced wages, what would you guys prefer, Maguire or Varane? If we had to keep one of them on reduced wages, who are you picking, Maguire or Varane?
Varane, baby.
Varane.
Varane for me.
Yeah,
If
Varane.
he
Right,
could
this is
stay
just somebody
fit.
coming off the bench.
Varane.
The
Reduced
Varane
wages.
coming off the bench, yeah.
But
Varane,
we need
Varane all
to have
day.
a starter. We need to have a very, very good starter like Todibo from
Correct.
Le-
I
Le-
agree.
yeah.
I agree with
agree.
that. I agree with that.
So
Yeah.
if you look at the midfield now, you got Bruno, you got Mount, you got Casemiro, you got Meno. Out of those four currently, let's throw McTominay in there. He's a midfielder. He was bought as a
And
midfielder.
Eriksen.
5. And
Eriksen.
Eriksen. Who are you getting rid of? 6 of them.
Casemiro.
1.
Yeah.
Ooh.
McTominay.
I'm not. I
Eriksen.
don't know about maybe McTominay yet.
So are we now saying McTominay is now a forward player, so we forget his midfield and just push him as a
no.
forward player?
I'm talking squad
No,
depth
McTominay,
because
McTominay's midfielder.
McTominay comes in, will score the occasional goal. So sometimes you need that. And
Okay.
so McTominay, I will get rid of. Eriksen, I think his legs are catching up to him.
Dead. Catching. They passed them.
So like you're looking at two players like that who are gone.
So Casemiro, Eriksen, and
I just
McTominay.
it's if the right offer comes in for Bruno, I may say yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Bruno too. Yeah. The right
Wow.
answer.
If the right offer comes in, because like it's just like I don't see, because to me it's like Mount was basically brought in to play Bruno's position. They both play
Yes.
this position basically. So you have high wage players, both of them on that together. And unless we're going to rotate and put like a PEP system where you bring in world class players off the bench and they're both happy with that, what is the point in just having 60 million on the bench all the time?
Makes sense. Makes sense. So you're getting rid of McTominay, you're getting rid of Casemiro.
Oh,
you're
I
getting rid
didn't
of-
say McTominay. I didn't say
Okay.
McTominay.
Okay. Joe, you said you get rid of Casemiro, right?
Yeah.
And Bruno.
Yeah. Bruno, if we can get somebody equivalent, just somebody with the same skill sets as far as passing ability, but just somebody with a little bit more composure, not trying to do the Hollywood pass all the time, just a little bit more composure.
Eriksen as well.
That's what I would say. Same thing with Eriksen. I wish we can get Eriksen at Mason Mount's youth level, but his legs are gone. You
Right.
know, he can't keep up. He cannot keep up.
Right.
So yeah, he has
Ben.
to go too.
Midfielders.
Okay. So out of all the midfielders, right?
Hmm.
Out of all the midfielders, I would
Hmm.
only keep Mount and Meno. Everybody else can go.
Wow, that's wholesome, clear out. Okay. Ken, out of all the midfielders, who are you keeping?
I will keep Amrabat. because I feel like he's not being played in the right position. He came in and he was played at left back.
Agreed.
Very stupid decision that ruined his confidence in midfield. He was told to attack and defend. He's a DM. He should really sit in front of the defense and not cross the halfway line. ETH wants to play M25 gong ho style football. So I will keep Amrabat. I will keep Casemiro for his experience, because again, I feel like the manager's tactics is killing the guy. You know, he's over almost coming up to the end of his career, and the manager's telling him to go do a box to box, play box to box.
Yeah.
I will keep him. I will get rid of I will move McTominay up front as a backup striker. I'll put him up front as a striker. Kobe Mainoo obviously stays. Who else? Mount. I will leave Mount, because I've seen some things, you know, in the right structure, the right manager, I think he would do well. I will get rid of Eriksen. Yeah, Eriksen will go. With Bruno, I will strip the captain's armband off him, because I don't think he's performance worthy of that. We'll come to that. And I will bring in a proper number 10, and you know, to compete with Bruno. I'm not saying get rid of Bruno. And Bruno needs competition. He needs someone to compete with. So if we can bring someone that can keep the ball, that can score goals, you know, as good as Bruno, just to bring that competition, so that he knows that he doesn't have the God-given right to start every game.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
Right. So quickly, we're going to...
I just want to ask something with Ken as well with this. So you would keep Casemiro?
Yeah.
His contract's up at the end of this year, right?
No, not this year.
No. He signed a 5-year contract. It's not. He signed a 5-year. He signed a 5-year contract. Yeah, I think so.
So, but again, like we're talking about players right now. Is he doing anything right now? Because I know he's one of the highest earners in the club.
I'm not seeing what he's doing right now.
Justifying that contract that he's on now?
June 2026. So yeah, he's
June 2 more years. So my thing right now is he doing something to justify that wage that he's on right now?
Nope.
I don't think
I get the leadership. I get the leadership part completely. I do.
I don't think he's being played right.
But
I don't think
he is nowhere near right now the level of a 300,000 a week player. Then again, neither is Marcus Rashford. So I see it there.
We're coming there.
We complain.
But I just like if he can get reduced wages,
reduce his wages.
Reduce it. Take 200 a week or 150. Yeah.
No, 150, bro. We're getting 150 performances, bro. These are 150 performances.
Yeah, we're not even getting 100 for wages. We're not getting 100 performances.
He doesn't have 350 legs, man. He doesn't.
I don't even think he's...
All right, let's move to the forward line.
I don't even think he's giving us 150 performance.
Joe, Rashford, Anthony, Højlund, Garnacho.
This is easy.
Rashford has to go.
Right.
Anthony has to go.
Okay.
Who else did you say?
Højlund
stays.
Garnacho
stays.
Okay. I didn't want to bring in people like Ahmed and the other ones we've loaned out, because they don't play. Those ones, I think they should still stay in the club.
I feel we should still keep Ahmad as a squad player.
What's the other small winger we loaned out? What's his name?
Palestri.
I think we should.
Palestri. It's unfortunate. We might end up. We need to pick between Palestri. We need to figure out which one fits better with where we're trying to go, Palestri or Ahmad.
Yeah.
And then one of those have to be sold at a decent profit. We need to get more senior players, right? I would say get more senior wingers to replace Rashford and Anthony. And then we'll be in a better place. Yeah.
All right. Bems, forward line. Who are you getting rid of?
So forward line, I'm only keeping Højlund and Garnacho. Everybody else can kick rocks.
Okay. Ken, forward line. Who are we keeping?
So Rashford needs to be.
Well, I mean, obviously, Ahmad. I'm going to keep Ahmad too. So I mean, but Ahmad doesn't play much. But the ones that play regularly, Højlund and Garnacho. Sorry,
Garnacho. Ken. Forward line.
So Rashford needs to be sold. I don't want him on the bench. I don't want him in the reserves. I don't want him on the 18.
Reduce wages,
I don't want
denied.
him Yeah, I don't want him in the training ground. I don't even want him to come and visit the players or drink some tea with the tea lady. No, just
No.
go.
And I forgot to throw in Sancho forward line. Add
Oh,
Sancho
I'll
there.
keep
Oh
Sancho.
my God.
I'll keep
What?
Sancho. Yeah. I'll
No,
keep
no,
Sancho.
get him out of
Reduce,
here.
Wait.
reduce,
Let's hear,
wages.
No,
Reduce wages.
no.
Reduce
I
wages.
wouldn't
I'll
let
keep
him
him.
in for free, bro. Get him out of there, man.
I won't even
He's
let him
on
in the city of Manchester.
By the way,
375 a
you
week.
guys also
I
forgot
won't
Greenwood.
let him in the city of.
No,
You guys forgot
reduce
Greenwood.
wages.
Greenwood can't come back
Greenwood
in.
case is. I didn't want to go down that road.
No, Greenwood. No,
I mean,
Greenwood.
if you're
Yeah.
really doing this, you got to include everybody.
If
Okay.
it wasn't,
So
if it
are you
wasn't
keeping Greenwood?
issue
I don't
around
think you just want to
Greenwood,
keep
I would
him.
have
That's hard.
kept him. I mean, I would like to keep Greenwood for his. The guy's a baller. The guy's a baller, but because of what's happened, he has to go. But
That's a good
Greenwood
one.
is a baller.
Sancho.
He's
Sancho.
arguably one of our best forwards, actually, to be honest with you, in the club.
He is. He's very.
Yeah.
Greenwood is very talented. Just unfortunately, where he's at that
Yeah.
situation whereby
Sancho can kick
The
rocks. I would
circus.
not allow Sancho within anywhere near the city of Manchester.
Wow.
He cannot cross. He cannot cross into Manchester at all. He can't.
$375 a week. That's a lot of money, bro.
I like. Don't get me wrong. I like Sancho as a player. He's a baller. Sancho.
Oh.
The Sanchos or Martials. Those are players I like, man.
I forgot
like
Martial.
them players. I love Sancho. I love Martial. Them two players will play.
They are good footballers.
Wonderfully.
But,
If you had Martial, 9, Sancho like right wing, man, and you just find I don't know, you're gonna, and then maybe Garnacho on the left. Ooh, on their day, man, that would be nice because Sancho and Martial, they could play off each other, give and go. Them guys are give and go players.
okay.
But
So
obviously,
10,
you
who you
ain't gonna
keeping?
get that no more.
Forward
Me?
line, who you keeping? Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Forward line, I will keep. So right now,
I've added
obviously,
Martial and Sancho to the list.
so Martial, if I see him in the city of Manchester, I will, I'll have him kidnapped. I'm joking. Let's not. I'm joking, but yeah, I don't want him nowhere near. Even I don't even want him. I don't even want him at Man City. That's how, I don't want him to go to any football grounds, even the ladies' football grounds. Anything that has to do to football in Manchester. No.
Wow.
So he goes. Højlund stays. Garnacho stays. Ahmad stays. Who else is there?
Anthony, Rashford.
Anthony, I'll give another chance. I said, we know where I stand with Rashford. Who else? Greenwood. Højlund stays. Unfortunately for Greenwood, his reputation is just tarnished. I would keep him all day long, but sorry, dude. It's
Too much of a
not gonna
circus.
be- yeah, it's just too much.
Devin, what strikers are you keeping? Including Martial and Sancho included, and Greenwood.
All right, for sure, Højlund and Garnacho stay. Sancho depends on whether Ten Hag stays or goes. And if Ten Hag goes, Sancho's on thin ice.
Okay.
When it comes to the Rashford situation, I think if the right offer comes in, you might want to cash in now. Now, the problem is because he's on such high wages,
Yes.
what club is willing to take that risk? Maybe PSG for the Mbappe replacement? I don't know. Allegedly.
They won't go near him right now, anyways.
With Greenwood, as much as I want him to stay, I think it's just unfortunate that the reputation guilty, but the court of public opinion won. And you have to sell him. Now, the good part is that it is all pure profit for FSP, minus 20% because of the Getafe loan agreement.
Right.
So, but then again, he's still a 40 million pound player.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, you figure after you take off the 20%, then we're still getting 32 million for him, which I would say, okay, I think that's the best for all, and you can put that towards whatever else in the future.
Right.
So,
okay.
Martial, you're too injury prone, and your wages are way too high for what you've done. Sorry. When you were fit, yes, I think about your breakout season, everything like that. It was great and all that, but just too injury prone. Am I missing anybody?
Garnacho, you keeping?
I said Garnacho keeping.
How are you keeping Højlund?
Yes, he said that.
You have to keep Højlund.
Right.
But you have to get an established striker for Højlund to learn off.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. Okay.
Martial's contract is already in the season anyway, so
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
already there's already been reports about
I
that.
think he's done. I think he's done.
Yeah.
no,
Actually.
he's not gonna play.
I'm
He's
not
not
even
gonna
sure if
play
he's
a
gonna
game
make another
again.
first team appearance.
Yeah, I don't think
Wow.
he's gonna make another first team appearance. I think he's done. That's it.
Wow.
So,
Oh
but
well, it's
yeah,
unfortunate.
the Marcus Rashford situation, he's not justifying his wages.
Right.
And I don't know if you guys remember this. When he signed the contract, and I said one of my fears, and I call it the Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang syndrome.
Yeah.
If you all get where I'm going with this
The
already.
Mesut
Yeah,
Ozil
yeah.
syndrome too.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you play lights out.
Yeah.
And it's like every free agent, every league here in the US as well. You play lights out in your contract year, and all of a sudden you get the big contract, and it's like you don't down tools.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad. It's really sad.
And it's like I don't get it, because we all know what player Rashford could be, but he looks nothing near it this year.
I was seeing some people saying he's carrying an injury. I'm sorry, that's not an excuse. I'm sorry.
It's like, yes, I could understand you're having stuff off the pitch and whatnot and having issues. But I also am starting to get to the point, and this I think is just like 99 players in general. They're using that as a crutch a little bit too much for my liking now.
Yeah.
At some point, you have to look at yourself.
100%. Right. As it stands now, would you guys take United in the Europa Conference, or you want Europa Conference or no European football? Joe,
No Europe.
No Europe.
No Europe.
No. I've always said our
However,
even though
rebuild,
the reputation of the club as a European,
but that could change. That could change if we win the
reputation.
FA Cup, so.
Nobody cares about our reputation. Look at how teams come to Old Trafford and play us. Our
Okay.
reputation does not exist anymore. If we want to rebound, the quicker option is for us to not be stifled by multiple tournaments. We need
European Conference.
Like, look at this team. This team cannot stay healthy. We cannot go to Europe. Like, I understand we're Manchester United. We always got to be in the conversation. But right now, where we are, we have to recognize where we are. And if we could just take 1 year off of Europe, please, just 1 year. So we don't have to play on Thursday, because we're playing Thursday, bro. We're playing Thursday.
Thursday, Sunday.
Like, we don't have it. So if we can just like not play in Europe, I would be so happy.
Okay, Bams, European Conference or no?
I'm just gonna say this. If you guys want us to be able to if you guys want us to be able to get the players that we want to get, like as far as transfers, we need Europe. We need that we need that income from Europe. If we don't get that income from Europe, it's gonna affect our transfer budget.
There's a big difference.
I'm just letting you know.
Conference League for qualifying for Europe versus Champions League. There's a big trade-off in the amount of money you get that way.
Yeah, but regardless, yeah, there's a big amount. Yeah, and I do agree with you, Devin. But if you don't make Europe, that's no money at all. That's it.
That's where the sale of academy
the
players like Rashford and Greenwood come into the picture.
Right, like what Devin said, the amounts from Champions League and Europa League is so different, it's so big. Then you're going Europa Conference. Woo! Honestly, you might as well not bother. To me, you might as well. But I see where Ben is coming. I see where you're coming from. Because of that appeal, yeah, it does.
You need the money, and then the appeal for at least players that are coming in. They want to know that they're going to be playing in Europe too. So
okay, and look at what Chelsea just did. They don't have Europe, and they still spent half of it.
No, but you can't compare us to Chelsea because they. I mean, you're talking about a club owner that's got billions to pump into the club. We don't have that type of money. I'm telling you, United don't have the spending power. We don't have the spending power that Chelsea has. Just watch. If we don't make Europe, just watch the way this transfer window is going to be. Yeah, even though Ineos is there, yeah, they're gonna put money in, but don't expect it to be what you think it will be.
Okay.
If we got Europe.
I hear you.
But so I mean,
Ken.
Yes.
Europa Conference or no European football.
It's a tricky one. Ideally, no European. We haven't gone through a stage where we haven't played any European football whatsoever. I think it would be good for us to stay out completely, just for one season. Let's see how we
One
do. Because
season, bro.
yeah, all the seasons that we've had managers, we've always had Champions League, Europa League, and I think it's been an additional distraction. Let's have one season without no European football, and let's see how we get on.
And
So it would
it's
be a
it's
first.
always
Yeah.
been it's always been that second season where we perform great. We perform great, we find our way into Europe, and then it
all
falls
goes wrong.
apart because we
Yeah,
just
it goes
we
Have you
either
guys
don't make
also-
we don't make the proper signings during the summer, right? To give us the squad depth to be able to play midweek, and our players break down. We just need one season, man.
Okay.
This every year. Just one season. I'm glad that
No
we make
European
it.
football, just domestic football.
Have you guys noticed a trend like when it comes to
I want Europe
transfers
though.
now?
I want it.
Have
I
you
want
have you
Europe.
have you guys noticed this trend when it comes to transfers? Whenever like it seems as though the Glazers will only spend money
When
In
you
when we don't qualify for Champions League and spend enough just to get us
Oh, yeah.
and then after that they'll do the marketing signings like that. So it seems all they cared about was Champions League money coming in.
yeah, and
So
we're
I
not
think
getting
with,
that.
it's
That ain't
also
happening.
with no Europe coming in, not only do you have less fixtures to play, so less chance of injury, but then judging how the trend is going, this will give you a time to also spend more time to clear out and also analyze more. Okay, players we truly need to build long term. So it's
Right.
not just you're spending just only thinking about next year,
Right.
qualifying for
I'm-
next
I'm-
year, qualifying for years down the line.
I'm
Which
also
is
gonna
something that needs to change as well too.
I'm also gonna say this though. When you are in Europe too, you got to think of it too. Like, yeah, we're in Champions League, right? And you want to play, or if it's or even it's your Europa League. When it comes to selling players, right? It helps your selling power too,
Yeah.
right? When you're all in all these competitions, it helps your selling power. You
Right.
guys got to think about all this stuff, man. There's a lot that goes into play. I would like a season where we don't play in Europe. Let's just
Yeah.
focus on just the league. I
The
do agree with that.
domestics.
I
But
think
then-
Dems, I
then-
would kind of have
but-
to disagree with that with giving spending power for Europe because if a player surplus requirements, it doesn't matter what you're playing. The club they're trying to
No.
they're going to is still gonna lowball no matter what, pretty much, unless you're Kylian Mbappe.
But the thing about it is that if you're United, like you're gonna want to get a certain price, right?
Correct.
You're not just gonna want to sell for a cheap price, right? So
Agreed.
if you're in all the competitions, you can say, well, I mean, this player is playing in all the competitions. We played where we're doing this, so this is what I want. If you,
Right.
I mean, it helps. How much? The thing is, at the end of the day, you wanna sell, not just sell for peanuts. You want to sell for decent money,
true.
right?
Very true.
So,
very true.
so the more money you sell for, the more money you have, you can add to your transfer budget, and you
100%,
can get more
100%,
players. So
100%.
everything plays.
Right.
At least that's the way I look at it, though. So, but
Okay. So as we can see, the season is slowly, gradually grinding to an end. But this weekend had some upsets and some fans. Manchester City played Luton, hammered Luton 5-1. Everyone expected Arsenal to beat Villa. Everyone expected Liverpool to beat Palace. Both home games. But the EPL is always going to bring a surprise and brings a rabbit out of a hat. No one saw Liverpool losing, but after the destruction they got on Thursday at home, no one saw that coming against Atalanta. Klopp, is he slightly crumbling under the pressure? Joe, quickly. Are Liverpool struggling now? They've lost 2 in a row at home. Does that open the way for Man City?
It's weird with Liverpool because they're not getting beat. They're beating themselves. Their inability to convert in the final third, I don't even know. It's like the final third, they've just completely lost their minds. Clear-cut opportunities that you would expect this Liverpool team to execute on, they are not. And it's not by what Klopp is doing as far as like offensively, because they still look like Liverpool. They're just not seeing their chances away. So,
Right.
I mean, you can just chuck it up to like at some point they're going to start putting them in. But
the 3 points they dropped today, how crucial is this to the title race?
I don't know if it's
that was huge.
It's huge.
I think that was huge.
I think I think the league is good. I think City have won the league already.
Yeah,
but you got to see the league, even though City had the easier fixtures, but you just never know with these teams. On any given day, One team
No,
will
Tim,
just
Tim,
listen,
Tim
listen.
doesn't want us. Tim wants Arsenal to win the league.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
So I'm gonna say
Tim is
this right
turning to
now.
tie for Arsenal.
I'm gonna say this right. City have after
they got the
City they have
experience.
Brighton, Forest, Wolves, Fulham,
Tottenham.
Spurs.
Yeah,
West
Spurs
Ham.
could be an Achilles heel for them.
Oh,
Going
they'll
to have
wipe
a-
Spurs.
No,
They'll wipe
they're
Spurs.
gonna
No,
wipe
they're gonna
Spurs. City
they're
have
gonna
won
beat
the league.
Spurs did to the.
I
what-
don't see City dropping points again. to
Well,
last
here's
season.
I
It's
can
done.
I can see a few drop points there because
I
these
don't see
I
it.
think
games look.
City
I don't
thing
see
right
it.
now. I think City's season depends on Champions League.
Yeah. Yes.
That is the only thing that I can realistically see stopping them from running away with the Premier League, because the reason being,
if
if
they
they
lose to
get
Madrid.
past Madrid,
Mm,
and that match is going to take a toll on them.
yeah.
So you have to start worrying
Yeah,
about
but
rotating the
Rodri
side.
didn't play
And
yesterday.
they also still have the FA Cup to contest as well. Now we all know that Pep's depth is great. We all know
He
that.
has two teams. He has two teams.
So they're
Crazy.
starting to get their injured players back. So that's
Right.
going in their favor as well too.
Right.
But if everything goes according to plan for them, I still see them winning the league now. Like they've done this before. They've
They
done
have the
it, have the
experience.
experience.
Tim is annoying. I know how annoying. it is.
And I hate it.
I am.
And I'm saying this
I
as a
am
United
just-
fan because I really want Arsenal to win, because I didn't want City to forfeit or Liverpool to get 20 in a row. But unfortunately,
It is a
Yeah,
fact.
I don't think it's over yet.
but
I
here- but
think
this
that-
is
I
the
still
crazy
think
part,
they're dropping a few
It's
points.
over.
but here's
It's
the
over.
crazy part. Like with the way how the Premier League is going,
I'm telling you, bro.
as we just said,
Tim, it is over, bro.
none of us predicted the results today. You never
No.
know what happened.
This is not Man
Bro,
City.
the only
Man
way-
City are
the
different
only
machine.
way-
They-
Yeah,
the
they're
only way
different
Man
machine,
City
but they
loses
are
You can
beatable.
predict.
is
You
if
can
they
predict
so
City.
Yeah.
City, right? They've done this season after season.
season,
When
yes.
they get into this position and they're ahead
Forget
with
it.
these many games, forget
Okay,
it, bro.
You know what it is.
like I
You know what
said,
City is. Hey, Debbie, you know what City is? City at this point in the season, they're Tom Brady with the ball with 2 minutes left
Exactly.
on the clock.
Exactly.
I
You
can't
know
I'm
what is
not
about
gonna
to
say
happen.
it
Tom
is
Brady,
foregone conclusion.
2 minutes
Say-
left on the clock.
Yes.
He's going to win that game.
It doesn't
Like
matter what side of the field he's in.
95% of the time he's winning.
There's
That's
6 points
City.
coming.
Exactly.
it.
Okay,
That's
so we, like you said, no one expected Palace to go to Anfield and get a result.
Oh, but
no one
that's
expected
Liverpool.
Villa
That's
to go to
3-0.
Arsenal.
Liverpool
Liverpool,
lost
you
3-0
can't
to
compare
Atalanta.
So
to
did you
City
all
now.
think? Did you all think? How many of you thought Aston Villa is going to get a result today? I didn't think. No one. I don't think anyone expected because Arsenal
To
are
be
on
honest
good
with you,
form.
I'm actually
That's
not
Unai
surprised
Emery. It's not
because Arsenal
Aston Villa. It's
will
Unai
always be
Emery.
Arsenal. Arsenal will always be Arsenal.
It's
All right.
Unai. I'm telling you, it's
Arsenal
Unai.
will always be
Listen,
Arsenal.
It's Unai. It's
Exactly.
It's
After
Unai Emery.
Arsenal fans dissed him and made him look like
Yes,
he's a
that
rubbish
guy. I'm
manager.
telling you, he did not sleep last night. He was strategizing. He had his
Right.
iPad.
Oh, he
He's
strategized
watching
and,
tape at 3:00 in the morning, man. Unai Emery.
Yeah, he
Yo,
does.
it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that-
yeah. He's a weirdo.
yeah,
He's a
did what to
football
me?
weirdo. He's like
mean,
Bielsa, yeah, one of those guys that
yeah,
analyzes
I
every
mean,
single thing.
I mean, they're still trying to chase a Champions League spot. But I'm disappointed
Yeah,
Arsenal
it's-
did not do what they only had one job: get the 3 points. That's all they
Yeah,
are.
Even get a draw. Even get a draw. At least get a draw.
I'm looking at City's schedule right now,
Yeah.
and it's the only tough fixture that they really have
Is
is Spurs away.
That's what I'm saying. And I know Spurs.
And
will
even
fight
that they should be heavily favored to win. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But
I-
on that
I
day,
think- I
on
think that
any
City's
day,
still lose right now.
I still believe City will drop a few points along the line. I'm telling you, it's
I-
not a
I
foregone
think-
conclusion. It looks
Yeah,
like
it's
that
not.
on
It's not
paper.
confirmed. It's not guaranteed. It's not
No.
black and white. But Tim, if you think about it, it's more or less guaranteed. I know what you're saying. Anything can happen in football. Yes.
Oh,
anything
we've added
can
that.
happen.
Just
Yeah.
like
But
today's result is
this
an
is City we're
example.
talking about. This is
Did you
City
think
we're
Palace
talking
are going to get big? Did you think Palace would get 3 points at Anfield? Nobody said that. No
Nobody
one
thought
it.
that,
No,
but
no,
but
would've
the only
never thought
teams that can do that is Liverpool and Arsenal. With City, when it gets to like the guys have said, when it's 6-5 games or even 7 games to go, everything is just like it's like robotic. Like just left, right, yep, go win the game first half and then pass them to death in the second
They
half.
get that mid-season upgrade to their fucking mentals, and then they just turn it on. And Liverpool hasn't been the same since Ahmad's goal. I'm just gonna go ahead and say
Yeah.
Yeah.
ever since Ahmad's goal,
yeah, and we love that too.
That oh my God, that affected him a lot more
It's a
than
mental
No, I
thing,
was,
yeah.
but didn't they go on after that and then hammer some team in Europa League right after that?
yeah, I think they
5-0
beat
or 9-1 and
So
home and away.
I would actually argue that it's like you started seeing cracks there, but I believe that loss midweek in Europa League really
Yeah,
messed
the
with them.
Atalanta one.
Yeah.
Yes,
messed them up.
because
Yeah.
because
home.
Anfield's supposed to be a fortress. It's supposed to
In a
be this whole,
European
it's supposed to be what Old Trafford used to be. This whole thing, and we always hear about this right now. And Atalanta went there and absolutely wiped the floor with them.
3-0, you know.
And
3-0.
that I think was still in their minds. Because to me, I still think on paper, yeah, they should have easily beaten Palace. But
Well,
it's
Palace
also
have beaten them at home before, though.
it's also watching this makes me so glad we didn't get Darwin Núñez. I'll put it out that way.
Nah, he's not a great guy. He misses so many chances,
Yeah,
bro.
he does.
He misses chances.
It's like they signed him thinking they were getting another Suarez, and they ended up
That
getting
guy,
a
yeah, he misses
So,
chances
so,
like left,
so
right,
it
center.
seems, Bems, you are leaning that it's City's to lose. That's what you're saying now.
Yeah, because City, they're ahead with what is it, 1 or 2 points, right?
I think it's
They're
like
with 1 or
2
2
points.
Two
They're with
points.
2 points.
2 points.
If City win all the rest of their games, which they're very capable of, they win the league. Simple.
And they're catching up with goal difference as well.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
There you go.
that
There-
5 goals yesterday. Those 5 goals yesterday. I saw that. I
It's
said,
like-
look at
Yeah,
these
so
bastards.
they
It's like
they
City
are
know-
on plus 44 and Arsenal's on plus 49.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
they're
they're gonna
coming.
beat
They're
that.
coming.
It's like City's like once they hit this time of the season, once they hit like, and especially when the other like 2 teams just mess up, they're like, oh, thank you.
That's it.
That's it.
They're back on it.
But
So-
I am very curious to see what happens with them now with
Against Real Madrid.
well,
You think
yes.
they're gonna go through?
I don't know.
I don't know. You can't tell, man.
That is a
Tricky
game that
one.
I want
If
my
they-
popcorn for and everything ready
If
for.
Real Madrid
I think
beat
that game
them,
should be a classic. I think
If
that
Real-
game should be a Champions League classic.
yeah, exactly. That would be a nice one. But if Real Madrid beat them, I think they're gonna vex for the league, man. What I mean, they're gonna be vexed.
They're gonna
They
wipe
will
them.
And
pump
they're coming.
every
They're gonna go all out and
Yeah.
And then,
But guys,
on
why
top of
why
that-
is that game on at the same time as the Arsenal Bayern Munich? That's not
It's
fair,
so
man.
stupid. That's just not
Yeah,
fair.
it
That's
Two
ridiculous.
huge games on the same time. It's just like, come
Yeah,
on,
don't make
that's
sense.
messed up.
So
Yeah, that
do you
don't make
guys
any
think
sense.
Arsenal will get past Bayern Munich in Germany?
no
Yes.
chance.
Yes.
I
What?
think Arsenal
Kevin, you
have a
think
good
you-
chance.
You think
Bayern
Arsenal
Munich
get
have been
through?
really shaky
At the
though.
Allianz Arena? You being serious?
What Bayern
Ken,
Munich is
Ken,
not the same Bayern Munich.
they've been
as
shaky.
we're
Ken, this
thinking.
ain't
Yeah,
Manchester
yeah,
United.
yeah.
You know, this
Shaky
ain't
this
Manchester
season.
United.
But the Champions League is all they have. They've lost the league. They're not going to win the cup. They've lost them. This is the only thing they can win. So Arsenal come in there, they would absolutely rip them apart.
Arsenal-
Yeah.
No, but
Arsenal
this is
did
say
not do
Arsenal
themselves
pretty
any
much right
favors.
now. This is all they have realistically, based on our conversation as well. This is realistically their only chance for a trophy as well.
But Bayern at home, the crowd. Can you imagine the crowd?
Yeah,
First of all,
it's gonna be.
Bayern
It's
are
gonna be
fuming
tough for
because
Arsenal. I could see it
yeah,
going
yeah,
to
it's
they
gonna
were
be
not
very
allowed
tough.
to bring their fans
It'll be
to
tough
the
for
Emirates.
Arsenal.
They didn't
It'll be
have.
tough.
They didn't, yeah.
It'd be tough for Arsenal, but I think Arsenal could
Find a
pull
way.
through. Could find a way. I think so.
Because,
there's no
because
more
I
goals- there's
believe-
We're
no
gonna
more,
see right now
goals-
because
away
Arsenal,
goals
Arsenal
anymore.
is a
No more
team
away
that's
goals.
known for bottling it. We know that. Now it's time to see if these players have a little bit more experience behind them, and
I get-
they can step up on the
exactly.
stage.
I think what
Not at the
yes,
Alliance.
I think what we'll tell is now they've lost to Aston Villa.
Yeah,
Let's see if
Yes.
they lose again. Oh, it's over.
I think
It's
it's
a wrap.
yeah. If they get knocked out, if the Champions League, I think their season will crumble.
If they
Yeah.
lose, I think if they lose the next match or they draw, is over.
Mm.
That
Mm.
next match is telling because Arsenal
Mm.
last season, just like last season when they started losing,
Mm.
I think they went how many games in a row? They didn't get a win. It was like loss, draw. You guys remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
There was
yeah,
a period of time. It was around
Yeah.
this time
yeah.
they started
But
losing.
they've
That was
gone
it.
better. They've improved
Yeah.
from last season. They're
Yeah,
mentally
but-
a bit tougher.
Yeah. That's what people think they are. Let's see. The next game will prove to me.
Right.
I got a
how's the
question for
baby?
you guys on the panel right now.
Yeah, babies.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if you can see it.
yeah,
What are you
yeah.
looking at? Look at the
Guys, in the
camera.
huddle right now.
He doesn't want to look at the camera.
Oh man, nice little man.
I hope I know it's a
United.
United fan without a doubt, right?
course,
United
yeah.
fan. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Is he 10 Hag in or 10 Hag out?
exactly. Hey, big man, you 10 again? Oh yeah, you said yes.
He said,
He's
Oh,
only
well,
6
there
weeks
we
old.
go.
Doesn't even know what's going on.
hey, big man, hey, blink once for 10 Hag in, blink twice for 10 Hag out. I see once.
Come on,
bro.
don't.
Hey man,
Don't put pressure on the
He
little
might
cat. Don't
blink.
put too much pressure on the little cat.
the future is bright.
Oh, you know what? Don't
It's
blink at
already
all.
I got.
Don't
All
blink
right,
at
so
all
I
for
had
10
I had a
again.
question for you
On
guys
that
right
didn't
now.
note,
blink.
gentlemen, it's
A
been
question,
an absolute,
question.
it's been an absolute show today.
No.
Great,
Devin's question. Devin got a question. Devin got a question.
Devin got a question, yeah.
quickly.
Looking at the table right now,
Hmm.
Mhm.
do you guys think we still
Yeah,
finish
okay.
above Chelsea or no?
Ooh, let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me
Yeah.
take another
I'll,
peek.
I'll get some
Chelsea
context
got
right now.
44.
We've
Chelsea got
played 32
44.
matches. We're on 50 points. Chelsea have played 30 matches. They're on 44.
Ouch. I think we should be able to hold out about Chelsea.
Yeah, because
I think
Chelsea's
We
still
should be
shit,
able to.
man. Chelsea's
We
still
should be
shit.
able to.
But Chelsea's starting to play some decent football though. So
Yeah.
I don't
We
know.
should be able to.
They have decent
that game,
spurts.
that game at Stamford Bridge, it still hurts me. It hurt me more than yesterday. It hurt me more than the Brentford game because 3-2. All I see is that guy not being marked by the line, by the 80
All right,
yard
so
box.
let me read out Chelsea's remaining fixtures.
Okay,
They got Everton tomorrow.
3 points,
They got
Yeah.
Arsenal.
0
Ooh.
points,
They got Aston Villa.
0 points,
They got Spurs.
0 points.
No, but
Really?
Chelsea are a funny team though.
They
Chelsea are
got
a very
West
funny
Ham.
team.
They got West Ham.
Damn, they got a lot of London. They got a lot of local.
Yeah,
London
they
teams.
so they got West Ham, Forest, Brighton, and Bournemouth.
Damn, they're not gonna get a lot of points from those. You know, I can
No,
see
I
that.
actually think that don't be surprised if they finish above us.
Yeah,
If-
because Chelsea are a funny team. You don't know what you're gonna get with them. They're
I
just-
say if they beat somebody like Spurs, they'll end up losing or
After
bottling
West
with
Ham.
West Ham or Nottingham Forest. It'll be something like that.
I think out of all that we read, I see 6 points. All I see is 6.
They are the most
Well,
they are the
remember
most
what, so
unpredictable
out of all
team.
that, you see
Unpredictable
6
team, yeah.
points.
What position did Chelsea finish last season?
10th. It was a 10th.
It was mid-table. I think mid-table.
It
Yeah.
was
Okay.
mid-table.
It was
But
10.
this
Okay,
season
it was
they've
mid-table.
improved. They've gone up
Okay.
a bit. Where are they
And who-
currently now? Where are they currently now?
And which manager did they finish with at the end of last season?
Potter, any Potter?
No,
It
no,
wasn't
So they
Potter.
sacked him.
It wasn't
Potter,
Tuchel.
yeah.
It wasn't Potter. They didn't finish with
No,
Potter.
Tuchel. No, they started with Tuchel and fired.
Oh, they
I-
finished
It wasn't
12th
Potter.
actually. They
12.
It
finished
was,
But,
yeah.
but which
Lampard, right?
manager?
No,
Was it
Lampard was interim for a little bit.
I
Was it
think it was
Lampard?
Lampard. It was Lampard at the end.
Lampard.
Yes,
He
it was
came in
Lampard.
at the
Yes,
end.
Oh,
it was
wow.
Yeah,
Lampard
it
at
was
the end.
Lampard.
Yeah. So they finished. Yeah. In okay, and then this
12.
season, right now they're at what? They're like what? They're 10th.
They're
I'll be surprised they won't have much of an improvement from last season.
but like I said, I just have a feeling that they're gonna finish above us.
I have a que- I
I
have-
think
I have a
we
question.
since we're on 50 points, you said they're on 44.
That would be an
we had enough
embarrassment.
cushion. I think we had
That would be
enough
an embarrassment.
cushion.
No, I don't
to
think
finish
they'll
But
above us.
finish above us.
also remember they have 2 games in hand.
Oh shoot. Oh.
Yeah, but 2
Ouch.
games in hand is not
That's
automatic
just
6
two
points
games they
though.
can.
I
That's just
agree.
two games
I
they're
agree,
gonna
Bems.
lose.
I agree, Bems, wholeheartedly. We today shows that not everything goes according to the script. I agree.
Yeah.
But I just have a feeling with this way this team is going, like I said, we may probably only get 7 points out of our mini matches.
Dang. Our 15 points available 7.
I have a question.
I
I
kind
have
of
a
see what
question.
Devin is saying.
Question.
Though.
Go
Yeah.
on.
I have a question, and this would be good for Bem. Bems will be happy with the question. Bems
Oh, man.
and Joe. So the question is, if Arsenal don't win anything and we win the FA Cup, would we have had a better season than Arsenal? I knew Bems would. I told you were gonna like it.
Come on, man.
Oh man.
Yo,
It's a very good question,
Oh
isn't it?
man.
They're not gonna think so. They're gonna be
Oh, man.
gassed, but
Yeah,
Wow.
they won't think
Correct.
so. But
Imagine
but
that could happen if we win
Yeah.
the league, win the FA Cup, and Arsenal don't win anything.
I could double up on that question as well.
Go on.
if Liverpool walk away from the Carabao Cup and we win the FA Cup, did we have a better season than Liverpool?
Yes.
Absolutely.
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 100%.
So then what's it, so then
Absolutely.
why is it not the same case for Arsenal?
Exactly.
That's true.
No one cares about fourth Champions League finish.
Yeah,
There's
that's
trophies
true
and
because
trophies
the FA
on the
Cup is
cabinet.
a higher trophy than the Carabao Cup.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
again, I'm gonna say this: if we win the FA Cup,
Mhm.
I
and
may be
people-
tempted
and
to give Ten
people-
Hag.
you look at this guy.
Tell that to
Look
Van
at this
Gaal.
guy.
No,
Look at
Ken,
this
Ken,
guy.
Ken, don't
I
forget
may
Van
be
Gaal.
tempted to
Man,
give Ten
Ken,
Hag.
Ken,
to
Ken,
win the
don't,
FA
Ken,
Cup, yes.
don't forget Van Gaal. Van Gaal won the FA Cup and got sacked the
Yeah,
next.
that's true.
2
That's
hours
true.
after.
But I will
Mhm.
say, if Ten Hag wins the FA Cup,
Mm.
to me, I mean, the guy. So that means he won a cup his first season, won a
Yeah.
cup his second season.
Right.
What else do you want, man? Give the guy some time.
I'll be tempted to give him one more year.
You
Mm.
see,
If he wins the FA Cup.
Ken. But that shouldn't change your mind, though.
No, because it's all about trophies, my friend. It's all
Man,
about
forget you.
trophies.
You know what? I'm gonna put you
Right.
on the same
Okay.
the same level
That
as
is-
K now.
it's a good-
You and K,
it's a
you're
good-
becoming a K guy.
Right. All right, gentlemen, it's been an absolute great show today. Unfortunately, it was a day that United, I just the headline. If there's any breaking news on Eric Ten Hag, we'll never know this football club. We'll let you guys know. But anyway,
Ken will
it's
know.
been
Ken will
great.
know the
I
breaking
want to thank
news.
you guys. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. A big shout out to UK. Ken,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Fortress,
Thank you,
thank you very
guys.
much. And Baby,
Yeah.
thank
you,
you very
guys.
much.
Yeah.
Our US crew, the Soul Man, thank you very much. Houston Red Army, appreciate you. Mr. Controversy,
Yeah, man. Nice one.
Houston Red Army, appreciate, and
Thank
our
you, guys.
global
I need to come and
director.
I need to come and see you guys in Houston one of these
Yeah,
days.
you
That's
Oh
should-
right.
man.
Please,
Think
Come,
it'd be
come.
good.
You
you
need
know,
to come
please,
during
yeah,
the
Come on,
season.
come
fly
on,
over
man.
for
Come
that.
during the season.
Show you a
Come
little
I
bit
during
will,
the
time.
I
season.
will fly over for that as well, Ken.
We
Please
will
don't.
host you
try,
well.
yeah.
We'll
Yeah,
host
I'll
you
try.
well.
Yeah,
So
Devin
just
came to
anytime.
see us. Devin came to Houston Red Army. And
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
exactly.
yeah, so
Yeah.
come when it's during the football
Yeah,
season.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
big
Just
shout
come
out to
over, man.
our
We'll take good care of you, man.
global
Yeah,
director,
nice.
Mr. Devin representing Tampa. Thank you very much, guys. Have a nice one. Glory, glory.
Man
Man
United.
United.
Have a
Thanks,
nice one,
guys.
guys. Take care.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.